I have a city in the desert. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 851. Only the rich can own. The advantage of Budo City is its large population, but its disadvantages are also obvious. Budo City does not have enough male labor force, and most of the people here are women and children. However, the toy industry does not require many men. If the Budo City development zone is built into the largest toy production base in Asia, then this will completely solve the problem of Budo City's large number of female laborers. Okay, then I will directly plan this place as a toy and doll production base. I can't promise anything else. As long as your company comes, and you have the qualifications, I will give you the land in the development zone at the lowest price in the Sahara market. This lowest price is not compared with the northern Saharan region, but with Malacca City. In Malacca City, a small factory area of about 20 acres has a minimum monthly rent of 500,000. Here, for a factory area of 20 acres, I only charge you 50,000 yuan in rent a month. In addition, I will complete all the documents for you within one day, and I will solve all your worries about running a business. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, his live broadcast room was boiling. Bear toy, how to apply? Is safety guaranteed? More ITA toys, how much will the tax be in 3 years? Will the tax be tax-free for the first 3 years, and the tax in 3 years will be many times higher than that of other regions? Panda toys, does Budo City belong to the Akhanate or the Sahara region now? Can the toys produced in Budo City be exported to other places? Nanfang's Iamaozu, what is the minimum registered capital requirement for a company? A group of people asked, and Jiang Chen began to think. All products in the Sahara region have become a guarantee of quality. This is because the reputation of various companies such as the Sahara Group has been established, and those private enterprises are strictly supervised by the government. So this makes the Chinese regard the Sahara region as a place for high quality production. So Jiang Chen also has his own plans for the companies in Budo City. Budo City is a member city of the Sahara Federation, and it has its own city laws. But these laws are formed on the basis of Sahara's basic laws like other cities. So the safety here is absolutely guaranteed. In addition, in terms of taxation, the taxation of Budo City will definitely be the lowest among the cities in the Sahara Federation in 3 years. Finally, in terms of the requirements for companies, we need companies that value quality. You know that all the products produced by Sahara will be exported to various countries and regions, and we require that the quality must be up to standard. So those companies that produce inferior toys should not apply. Even if you apply, the toys you produce will not pass the review of the Sahara region. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, many companies had already made up their minds. Now let's not talk about anything else. If you produce something, as long as you put a label of the Sahara region, it will be very easy to sell in China. Therefore, if their toy factories can be transferred to the Sahara region for production, and then transferred to the domestic market for sales, this will definitely beat most toy factories. Bear toys, I will take people to invest in the Sahara region right away. Happy Toy City, I will also take people to invest right away. Exclamation mark. A group of people who wanted to invest soon filled the entire screen. Jiang Chen left them a few customer service phone numbers and started a new round of live broadcasts. Jiang Chen is now a king of bringing goods, so every minute and every second of his time is very precious. After finishing the development zone, Jiang Chen drove to the silicon ore base again. After getting off the car, Jiang Chen introduced the silicon ore base to everyone. Now I'm going to take you to visit the world's largest desert silicon ore mining center. This silicon ore mining center can mine thousands of tons of desert ore every day. The processed desert silicon ore has high purity and excellent quality. It is a rare boutique among silicon ore. Now I will take you to visit. If there are companies that use silicon ore, I hope you can come to me to purchase it. Jiang Chen said, and walked into a relatively large silicon ore factory. Hundreds of employees in the factory were busy coming in and out. They drove sand from the super city sand mountain to the silicon ore sand bucket workshop. Then someone else packaged the processed silicon ore, loaded it onto a truck, and transported it to the warehouse. South China Heavy Industry. What kind of equipment is this? Can the silicon ore be automatically separated after the sand is poured in? Zhunan Heavy Industry. This is the first time I have seen this kind of silicon ore separation. Also, how do you deal with the processed yellow sand? If these yellow sands are piled up outside the city, I think that, when the next winter storm comes, the new yellow sand will flood the city of Budu. Bear toys. What? When the next storm comes, it will flood the city of Budu. Then what is the point of investing in the factory? Left bank toys. Withdraw. Withdraw. Making money is important, but human life is more important. When a group of toy factories heard that Budu city would be submerged in the desert, they hesitated instantly. In order to stabilize this group of toy investors, Jiang Chen hurriedly explained, "Don't worry, winter storms will never flood Budu city." As soon as Jiang Chen finished speaking, several media questioned it. European news. The desert will flood everything, let alone a small city. You are misleading people like this, and it will only hurt more people in the end. Darang news. The desert will swallow up the whole country, so don't believe what he says easily. Unless you can prove that you have the ability to deal with the sand mountains piled up outside the city of Budo. After several media questioned, Jiang Chen laughed. This guy is simply a hired agent. Okay, then I will solemnly introduce my latest building product to everyone. Okay, everyone follow me now. Jiang Chen walked out of the silicon ore factory and drove into another super factory. After entering the factory, the first thing that came into view was a super truck full of deadly yellow sand. After the super city put the yellow sand into a lake like hourglass, the yellow sand was soon transported to various workshops in the factory. Jiang Chen led everyone along the route of the yellow sand to the northwest workshop. As soon as they entered the workshop, bricks that could not be seen at a glance appeared in front of everyone. Washy building materials. Oh my god, what kind of equipment is this? Are these bricks? Little soldier, can the yellow sand in the desert be directly processed into bricks? It's unbelievable. Smith Desert Research Institute. The sand in the desert cannot be made into bricks and other building materials. Even if such sand can be made into bricks, it cannot be used. While Smith Desert Research Institute was speaking, Jiang Chen had already picked up a brick and smashed it on a steel plate with a bang. With a clang, the brick jumped from the steel plate to the ground. Everyone looked at the intact bricks in front of them, and they were dumbfounded. Xiaoming building materials. Damn, is it really that strong? In the past, I didn't believe the words of the Chinese experts. Now, can't I even believe the words of the American experts? Chapter 852. Super technology crush everything. Some things you think are impossible, and everyone thinks they are impossible, but they may not be impossible. Everything is possible in the face of ultra high technology. These are bricks made of desert sand. They are strong and durable, and are definitely the best bricks. Well, it's just right. I'll take advantage of this time to advertise. Now we have more than 100 brick factories, which can produce 2 million bricks a day. If you need them, you can make reservations in advance. I emphasize again that reservations are required in advance. When the news that Budu City can produce bricks spread, all citizens Sahara have applied to Budu City to buy bricks. Not only that, as a rapidly developing special zone, they are even more eager to buy bricks from Budu City. Now China is extremely strict in protecting the environment and mountains, so the bricks in the new province are basically shipped from other places. In addition to being expensive, the bricks shipped here are really not much better than the bricks in Budu City. Therefore, in order to be able to buy bricks from Budu City, the special zone also specially built a road to Kari City. This road is directly connected to the windproof avenue. Jiangfeng Uhuo, isn't it just a brick? There are so many brick sellers in our area. Ocean Overlord, you have to make an advance reservation. Do you think this is a good thing? Big Brother's Jianghu, Wanwen said before that we couldn't afford tea eggs. You won't laugh at us for not being able to produce bricks, right? After a group of people finished talking, more and more people were making trouble. Seeing that everyone had a misunderstanding, Jiang Chen hurriedly explained. I didn't say that we can't produce bricks in the mainland. I just said that we can't produce this kind of high-end bricks in the mainland. When it comes to high-end bricks, a group of people laughed again. Little cat teeth. Is there still a distinction between high and low? Aren't they all bricks? Liang Dang Tao. Today, tell me what is so high-end about your bricks. If you can't tell me, I will mobilize everyone to boycott you. Cradle, that's right, I think you are so proud of defeating the coalition forces. Looking at a group of questioning voices, Jiang Chen sighed. Okay, then I'll explain it to you. Most of the bricks produced in your place are ordinary building materials. Of course, the bricks I produce are also a building material. But the bricks I produce from the wind and sand of the Death Desert have a very obvious feature. Before Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of people put question marks on the screen. Broke Shuking, what features can a broken brick have? I don't believe you can come up with any tricks. Stinky, if you can't say 12 today, you're in trouble. My bricks are very breathable. If you use my bricks, the house will be cool in the hot summer. In the cold winter, the house will be warm. Do you think such bricks are magical? And buying my bricks is more of a symbol of status. I believe that ordinary people will definitely not go to the desert to buy a batch of bricks that are warm in winter and cool in summer. So think about it yourself. What kind of houses do people who can afford sand bricks live in? I believe that in the future, those big developers in the mainland will be proud of using sand bricks. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, some people were surprised, but more people expressed disbelief. Tender technology, how could there be such bricks? If everyone uses such bricks, who would use air conditioners? Music book, this is absolutely deceptive. Old Pig King, you people always use your own thinking to measure others, so this is why you are backward and ignorant. The roads in the Sahara region can be warm in winter and cool in summer, let alone a small brick. Don't say anything. I happen to develop a villa area in Feicheng. The anchor will customize a batch of bricks for me. Our villa area needs this kind of nobility. Dongsa Real Estate, we have developed a high-end community in Hucheng, and we have prepared a batch of bricks for us. We want to build several King of Kings real estate projects. Wings of Dreams, don't say anything. Now China has entered a stage where no one is noble without no dignity. What do rich people want? They want status and identity. Even if your bricks are not warm in winter and cool in summer, as long as they are expensive enough, the local tyrants in China will still scramble for them. Wings of Dreams is indeed a wise man. Of course, Jiang Chen's specialty is also this kind of high-end positioning. As long as there are some things that are high-end enough and easy to use, if it is special enough, then there will definitely be a market. Okay, to be honest, the sand bricks produced in Budo City are in short supply in our Sahara region and the special zone. However, in order to meet the requirements of the majority of fans, I decided to select 10 brick factories to promote high quality sand bricks to the people in the mainland. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, many developers made reservations. Today's developers are not fools. Even if they know that sand bricks may be only slightly better than ordinary bricks, they know that buying sand bricks now and using sand bricks as a promotional slogan will invisibly make their brands high-end. While making their brands high-end, it also indirectly gives their real estate a huge advertisement. The income from the sale of the building is not comparable to a few trucks of bricks. Doang Real Estate, we have reserved 100,000 bricks. Fengmeo Real Estate, reserve 200,000 bricks for us. Dejiang Group, we are now attacking the villa industry in China. Reserve a brick factory for us to supply bricks specifically for us. Seeing the message from Dejiang Group, Jiang Chen suddenly became dazed. He thought of his old rival, the ZHU Group, and ZHU Chang. Time flies. Several years have passed in a flash. No problem. Although we have had many unpleasant experiences in the past, I still hope that you can develop better. Dejiang Group, since you have taken the initiative to apply, I will reserve a brick factory for you. The conflict between Jiang Chen and Dejiang Group finally ended in Teng County a few years ago. The several residential areas that Dejiang Group gave to Jiang Chen have now doubled and tripled, which really made a lot of money today. Dejiang Group, brother Jiang is still bold. I wish us a happy cooperation. Of course we have to have a happy cooperation. You can contact the mayor of Budo City directly. If you want to build a branch in Budo City in the future, you can go directly to him. This is how the world is. There are no eternal enemies, only eternal interests. What's more, the competition between Jiang Chen and ZHU Group did not touch the foundation of Daejiang Group at all. And ZHU Daejiang did not like ZHU Chang, the illegitimate son, from the beginning. After introducing the brick factory, Jiang Chen drove the car and led everyone to visit the entire production process of the desert brick factory. After visiting the production process of the brick factory and the silicon ore factory, no one dared to say that Budu City will be submerged by the desert. That's right, according to the current brick making speed, what they have to worry about is whether these sandhills will be enough before the next winter storm arrives. When Jiang Chen was about to leave the brick factory and go to Budu Canyon, several people in the live broadcast room soon began to ask about Jiang Chen's brick factory. Micho Anchor, are you selling your brick factory equipment? Chapter 853, the brain circuits are different. Star Building Materials Factory, Anchor, give me a price for your brick factory equipment, and give me two. Dadong's Brick Factory, just give me a price, even if I put all my wealth into it, I will give me a brick factory. Jiang Chen suddenly felt that these guys' brain circuits were really different. Sorry, this brick factory only sells bricks, not machines. Jiang Chen stepped on the accelerator and rushed towards the canyon. On the way to the canyon, Jiang Chen thought a lot. First of all, he felt that his construction model that relied entirely on system supply was a bit unacceptable. If these machines had any problems, then a brick factory would be scrapped. So Jiang Chen suddenly had a school for building brick factories in silicon ore and researching them. This is not called a school, but a research institute. This institute is responsible for dismantling desert brick factories and desert silicon ore machines, and then finding a way to reassemble a set. In this way, he can produce desert brick factories and desert silicon ore machines by himself. If he masters the production methods of these two machines, then the Sahara region will never be afraid of the coming of winter storms. It's settled. We will build a mechanical research institute in the brick factory town. When they have thoroughly studied this technology, they will use the brick factory and the silicon ore company's strong funds to build a mechanical group. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen drove and called Williams. After instructing Williams about the construction of the Mechanical Research Institute, Jiang Chen also went to the Budo Canyon Scenic Area. As soon as he arrived at the Canyon Scenic Area, he saw a vast desert. In the middle of this huge desert, there was a canyon. The canyon was deep and high. As soon as Jiang Chen arrived at the canyon, the sound of weapons fighting came from the canyon. Crocodile, what's the sound? Are there bandits in there? The anchor should run away. Black hairball, what's the point of running away? The anchor has an army. Just mobilize the army to destroy them. After a group of people finished talking, Jiang Chen laughed. There are no bandits in there. It's the crew of Sahara Film Group filming in there. Jiang Chen drove all the way to the canyon. After he finished speaking, sure enough, fans saw many crews busy in the canyon. Some crews are shooting costume dramas, and some are shooting modern desert bandit dramas. Some are shooting tomb robbing dramas, and some are even shooting positive energy dramas about desert planting. The Budo Canyon Scenic Area has become a film base because of its special geographical environment. Big pineapple, look, the big star fan jibing. Green grass, time management master LUOZHI. Northern wolf, Yang Mi Cheo. Soon, fans shouted in the group. They saw many super first line stars in the Canyon Scenic Area. Now with the end of the war and the passing of the winter storm, the film and television industry in the Sahara region has flourished again. Insisting that he did not introduce the crew too much to everyone, he drove straight to the deepest part of the canyon. When he arrived outside the canyon, a strong wind blew, and pieces of yellow sand swept across the silent sand dunes. Boom boom. Suddenly, several explosions broke the tranquility of the desert. As the explosions came, two large pits were blown up on the ground soon. Then many bunkers appeared around, and a large number of free soldiers rushed out of the bunkers. Cut. This one passed. After the director shouted, a group of soldiers soon relaxed their shoulders and sat on the ground to rest. Someone spotted Jiang Chen in the distance, and the director hurried over. Brother Jiang, why are you here? It's okay, you guys continue to shoot yours. I'll come over to do a live broadcast. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, fans in his live broadcast room soon recognized the director. Telephone poll. Isn't this the famous military director Song Yiping? Is he filming a new movie again? A Small Boat. Yes. What's the name of the new movie? I'm looking forward to it. Leo Luo talks about movies. Director Song is probably the highest ranked among all military directors now. The Battle of Sac City, directed by him, earned 4 billion yuan in box office revenue, breaking many box office records. When Song Yiping saw Jiang Chen doing a live broadcast, he became even more excited. This is a rare opportunity to advertise. You know, Jiang Chen's live broadcast room has hundreds of millions of fans at any time. If they promote the new movie in Jiang Chen's live broadcast room, how high will the exposure be? Brother Jiang, since you are here, come and give us some guidance. The movie we are shooting now is called 72 Warriors of Budo Canyon. It is adapted from our real history. It tells the story of the last 72 soldiers of the 5th Division who led the coalition forces step by step into the depths of the canyon when the coalition forces attacked Budo Canyon, and died with them. At the beginning of the year, the Sahara Film and Television Group approved a large number of films and TV series that reflect the resistance of the Sahara people and the Afghan people to the invaders. Among them, director Song Yiping was allocated the filming rights of 5 films, including 72 Warriors of Budo Canyon, Battle of Lamaran, Air Force Decisive Battle, and Great Retreat. All these films were invested by the Sahara Film Group. They found nearly a dozen directors to shoot nearly 60 films reflecting the atrocities of the invaders. Forget about coaching. My knowledge of movies is definitely not comparable to others. I'll just help you promote it. Our Sahara Film Group is going to release 60 movies about war in 5 years. Director Song will release 72 Warriors of the Budo Canyon at the end of this year. Everyone can go to the cinema to support it. In addition, all tourists who come to Sahara will automatically get free movie tickets included in your ticket. You can take the movie tickets to the cinemas in various cities in Sahara to watch 72 Warriors of the Budo Canyon. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Song Yiping hurriedly bowed to Jiang Chen. Thank you, brother Jiang. Thank you for your recommendation. This movie has an investment of nearly 200 million yuan. Fans in China can enjoy it in major cinemas. Fans in other countries and regions can log into the official website of Sahara Cinema to watch it online. By the way, you can also watch the 60 war movies we shot in VR Movie World. I still recommend you to go to the cinema or watch it in VR Movie World. It will definitely shock you. After director Song finished speaking, the assistant director shouted to him in the distance, "Director, you can shoot the next one." Now they have a heavy task to shoot, because many popular actors have to star in more than a dozen dramas. So their schedules are very tight. Brother Jiang, then hurry up, I will treat you directors to dinner after work tonight. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and Song Yiping ran to shoot while thanking him. After director Song left, Jiang Chen started live broadcasting again. Let me introduce you to several war attractions in Budo Canyon. Chapter 854. One day I will become strong. This is the place that the US coalition's vanguard had captured. In order to defend Malacca, nearly 2,000 of us died here. Walking to a monument, Jiang Chen bowed deeply to them while looking at the densely packed names of people teaching on the monument. To Ocholing, hey, the United States is a troublemaker. If it weren't for them, the Afghan people wouldn't have to live so miserably. Indispensable. These are all heroes in the Sahara region. I will definitely give them a bunch of flowers later. My heart is flying. Did the US coalition finally conquer this place? No, they left nearly 10,000 bodies here. But most of these bodies are from the Afghan people. Now I will lead everyone to see the 10,000 people valley, Jiang Chen said, and walked to the west of the monument. Not far away, a glass enclosed area appeared in front of them. There were many people gathered in front of the glass, including white people, yellow people, and black people. Big Eagle, what are they doing? Big Fish, what is that thing in the circle? That's the pit of sin. You can follow me to have a look. Jiang Chen walked onto the glass plank road as he spoke. Through the long glass corridor, a cenote of nearly 70 mu suddenly appeared in front of everyone. The sky was filled with various corpses, and those corpses were wearing various military uniforms. There were soldiers from the US Sea Dog Commandos and the Great Eagle Army. There were also Turkish Air Force and cold-tide armored soldiers. There were soldiers from almost every coalition country, and they were piled up in the pit like this, and no one came to bury them. There was a row of huge stone tablets on the side of the pit, and the names of various people were densely engraved on the stone tablets. These names were all marked on the name tags of the coalition soldiers. Gradually, they were engraved here, so that Sahara from generation to generation would remember these people. At the same time, he also wanted to use this to warn those who attempted to start a war again. Oh my god. They said my son died of illness. They are simply a group of liars. After an old white lady saw a name on the name wall, she fell on the name wall and cried. No one tried to stop her. All Jiang Chen could do was to prevent the hateful Afghans from beating the families of the criminals to death on the spot. That was all. Oh my god, that's my husband. I want to take him home. A 20-year-old girl pointed at a corpse in the pit and shouted. The corpse was still hung with the blessing of peace she gave to her lover. You can't take him home. He will stay here forever and ever. They are sinners and demons. They destroyed thousands of Afghans and families with their own hands. So you can only watch. This is our greatest tolerance for you. All the people who maintained law and order outside the glass pit were from the Sahara Corps. These Americans were allowed to come here through Williams's relationship. They came here to verify whether their children and husbands really committed heinous crimes as Williams said. Oh, he is innocent. He was forced to join this war. You can't treat him like this. After the young woman finished speaking, a soldier pointed to the Afghans who came to the monument in the distance to lay flowers and said, go ask them. When your husband shot through their family members' hearts with bullets, when your husband blew up their parents with grenades, when your husband stabbed their brothers and sisters in the chest with bayonets, do you think they are innocent too? After the soldier finished speaking, the woman shook her head and shouted, no, no, they won't do that. They are all sons of God. They will never do such a thing. After the woman finished shouting, the soldier grabbed his arm and pulled him in front of a screen. There was a huge TV at the main entrance of the glass wall, and the TV was playing a video of the coalition forces massacring the Afghans. When the woman watched several coalition soldiers sweeping a group of unarmed children hiding in the alley into a hornet's nest, she burst into tears. Oh, they are a bunch of devils. I really can't imagine that this is my family. A group of Americans who came to look for their relatives beside the TV shed tears of repentance. Don't cry, just go back to your country after watching it. War is like this. If you are weak, you deserve to be bullied. But this war is not over yet. When we Sahara grow stronger, we will fight to your homeland just like you treat us. Jiang Chen looked at the group of people and said, and several foreigners shook their heads frantically, no, 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 we need peace. This damn war will destroy everything for us. The war is over. The damn Bugayopu has been sentenced to life imprisonment. And we have paid a price for it. We have paid you hundreds of billions of US dollars in compensation. You should forgive us. An old man said, and Jiang Chen sneered. Yes, the people who accepted your compensation have forgiven you. Thank you for forgiving us. We should unite and develop together. Our enemy is a desert, not killing each other. After the white-haired foreigner finished speaking, Jiang Chen shook his head. I didn't say I would forgive you. I just told you that the people who accepted the compensation forgave you. However, I have never accepted your compensation, and I have not received your surrender, so everything is still going on. Jiang Chen waved his hand after speaking, and several soldiers hurriedly took the foreigners away. Pacific Morning Post. What are you going to do with these people? They are not soldiers. The Sun. I warn you that you must release them, otherwise you will pay a heavy price. Don't worry, they are civilians. I will send them away the same way they came. Also, you don't need to warn me. If you have a way to make me pay a heavy price, why are you still talking here? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he took everyone to watch many battlefields and videos taken by reporters of the coalition forces cruelly abusing prisoners of war. In the middle and late stages of the war, many Afghan women and children joined the battle against the coalition forces. They didn't want their families to be sent to the northern front as cannon fodder, so they responded to Omar's and Solidarity Plan. This plan caused great casualties to the coalition forces in the south. So in the end, the supreme commander of the coalition forces ordered that no matter whether they were children or women, they would be shot if they were caught trying to enter the military base or trying to defect. These videos were also secretly recorded at that time and then hidden. After watching the video, everyone was speechless. Some things can be forgiven, but some things will never be forgiven. It's just that Jiang Chen is too weak now, and they still look down on Jiang Chen. When one day Jiang Chen becomes as powerful as the Luoxia kingdom, then they will never look down on Jiang Chen like this again. Chapter 855. A bowl of instant noodles costs 15 yuan. It was already evening when we left the Budo Canyon. The sky was filled with colorful clouds. Jiang Chen hadn't broadcast the sunset live for a long time. When Jiang Chen first came to the Sahara region, he became famous overnight by broadcasting the colorful clouds. Today I will introduce the last scenic spot to you. This time, the scenic spot is the desert sunset scenic spot unique to Budo City. You may have seen sunsets in many places, grassland sunsets, plain sunsets, and canny mountain sunsets. But it is rare to be able to truly appreciate the desert and the sunset, especially in the Death Desert. To appreciate the beauty and magnificence of the sunset, this is something that many people dare not even think about. But today, your wish will come true. Jiang Chen drove the car all the way to the foot of the Sunset Sand Mountain scenic spot. After he finished speaking, climb up the halfway up the sand mountain along a wide stone staircase, and then lie on the warm beach and blow the comfortable cool breeze. At this moment, the sunset in the west began. Jiang Chen pointed the camera at the sunset in the sky, and the colorful clouds in the sky were rapidly retracting his light. The boundless desert, the floating colorful clouds, and the sunset with rosy clouds all over the sky stunned many people instantly. The Little Prince of Ping Pong. Wow, it's so beautiful. This can be used as a mobile phone screensaver. Gob straight. Watching the sunset on the sea and the sky are one color. Watching the sunset on the grassland, the green sets off the entire sky. Watching the sunset in the desert is indeed a different experience. Waves. Look at the clouds changing again. Today is a fire cloud again. Just as he said, the clouds blocked the sunlight, and the sunlight shone through the gaps in the clouds, as if the dark clouds were inlaid with gold edges. The circle outlined by the gold edge sometimes looks like a galloping horse, sometimes like a happy dog, and sometimes like a dancing fairy. Time passed little by little, and when the fire cloud gradually dissipated, only half of the red sunset was left on the horizon. The setting sun gradually disappeared, and the desert night also fell. Jiang Chen raised his head, and the stars in the sky flashed with brilliance. This place is so nice. Just lying on the beach, and watching the sunset in the sky full of stars. This is the life we are looking for. Jiang Chen sighed, and put away his phone. He was going to end the live broadcast. Okay, today's live broadcast ends here. If you want to come to Budo for fun, you can sign up through major travel agencies across the country. Also, I just checked and found that more than 80 million people have given me tips today. It is estimated that there are more than 100 million in tips. After the dividends from the website are deducted, I will donate all the money to the Budo Children's Foundation. The Budo Children's Foundation will use the money for every orphan who has no food to eat. Of course, those who have money can also donate directly to the Budo Children's Foundation. What I can guarantee you is that all the charities in the Saharan region, their every expenditure and donation income will be announced on the website of the Saharan Fashion Association. And at the same time, everyone's supervision and questions will be accepted. That's it for today. Next Saturday, I will bring you another live show. I hope those who are preparing to immigrate to the Saharan region prepare their wallets. Your chance has come again. Yes, this is the real last place for immigration. Once lost, it will never come back. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, when he heard that there was another place for immigration, a group of people soon asked again. Love of the poplar tree, where is it? Last time I hesitated and applied for immigration to Ahan the next day, but the quota was full. This time I will definitely not miss the opportunity again, because my child will go to junior high school this year, and I must let him go to college. Jimeo Seonpi, me too. I gave birth to a baby before the new year, and I didn't feel anything at first, but once I became a father, I instantly felt like I wanted to give him the whole world. So in order for my child to have a place to live with blue sky and white clouds, and in order to give my child a place to eat healthily and live happily, I decided to immigrate to the Saharan region. Big brother, slow down. I missed it once, and I missed it again. I have a huge cow in Kingshan City, and my son needs to buy a house when he gets married. I didn't buy a house in Aachen City for 50,000 yuan per square meter last time, but when I went to the housing management committee to apply a few days ago, it had already risen to 120,000 yuan per square meter. This time, no matter what, I have to take advantage of the opening of the new city to give my son a whole new house. When a group of people were discussing, Jiang Chen had already closed the live broadcast room. At night, Jiang Chen drove to Malacca City alone. Although Malacca City is not as good as Future City in the north, it is still the second-ranked city in the south. Therefore, there are many 5-star hotels in the city. Jiang Chen booked a private room in the hotel. He was going to host a dozen directors who were shooting war movies. When ordering dishes, Jiang Chen suddenly found out that the steamed buns that used to cost 1 yuan each had now risen to 10 yuan. The bread that used to cost only 5 yuan had now risen to 30 yuan. Looking at the prices marked by the hotel, and this price was even discounted in half for Jiang Chen. Call your manager over. The waiter quickly called the manager over. Jiang Chen pointed at a piece of bread and asked, "Don't you know that according to the last article of the Sahara Basic Law, when facing the leader, you must directly show the cost price? Why do you still sell your bread to me so expensively? If you sell it to me so expensively, how many times will you sell it to others? Do you know how much negative impact your small price increase will have on the investment attraction of the entire Malacca city?" After Jiang Chen's harsh rebuke, the manager sighed helplessly. "Brother Jiang, we also need operating costs. The original cost of this piece of bread is indeed very low, but now, the price of flour is 5 times that of the previous year. We can mark this price, but we don't make any money at all." After the manager finished speaking, Jiang Chen frowned even more. While the director was waiting in the room, Jiang Chen left the hotel. He walked to the street and walked into a supermarket at random. He walked to the counter and couldn't help shaking his head. It's outrageous. It's simply outrageous. Almost everything on the counter has doubled, especially the food, which has tripled, quadrupled, and even 6 times. Jiang Chen walked to his favorite instant noodles. Originally, this pack of instant noodles only cost 3 yuan. Now this pack of instant noodles is sold for 15 yuan, and Jiang Chen, who has been tired all day, has to eat at least 3 packs of this instant noodles for 1 meal. 3 packs is 45 yuan, and if you add an egg and a ham, then my dinner will cost nearly 65 yuan. Such a simple dinner costs 65 yuan. How much salary should the workers in Saharan region be paid to make them have extra money in their pockets? If the people have no extra money in their pockets, they will not be able to consume. If they do not consume, how can Saharan economy be promoted? Governance must be governed. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 856, The Final Battle with the Grain Merchants. Jiang Chen was very angry. He had spent more than 7 years to build this city. He thought this was a paradise for mankind, but someone wanted to turn his paradise into hell. How could he tolerate this? Hey, Leo Song, call Rhodes Grain, Trors Foreign Trade and Billion Group now. Tell them to lower the grain price tonight. If the 3 of them don't take the lead in lowering the grain price, I will make them pay tomorrow. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Leo Song hurriedly called the representatives of the 3 grain and agricultural groups. Half an hour later, Old Song called Jiang Chen again in a hurry. "Brother Jiang, they don't want to lower the price. These companies are all foreign multinational grain groups, and they are all backed by the US military. Okay, they don't have to lower the price. How long will it take for China's grain and Southeast Asian grain to be transported to the Saharan region?" After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Old Song sighed and said, "The rice from Vietnam can be transported to the Saharan region at the earliest next month. The grain from China can also be distributed at the earliest next month. So they took advantage of this gap and deliberately raised the price of grain to ruin our economy. This is because the Saharan region has no grain reserves, otherwise it would not have been tricked by these people. When it comes to the fact that the grain will not arrive until next month, Jiang Chen becomes uncomfortable. This 1 month will almost kill him. What is the reason for the slow transportation of grain? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Old Song sighed again. The rice from you has to pass through China before it can be transported to us. The grain from China also needs to be transported via Mogan Expressway or railway. However, the winter storm has just passed, and both railway and road transportation have just resumed. Therefore, most of the materials transported now are emergency materials. No logistics company is willing to take large-scale grain. Therefore, our grain transportation is very slow and can only be transported by car. After Old Song finished speaking, Jiang Chen slammed the table and shouted, "Why didn't you tell me this problem earlier? Okay, I'll take care of this matter now, and you can just let those 3 companies wait and see." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he directly called Guan Ku's phone. After the call was connected, Guan Ku was also worried about the grain issue at this moment. "Old Guan, from now on, concentrate all efforts on transporting grain from China." Jiang Chen gave an order directly. After receiving Jiang Chen's order, Guan Ku finally stopped hesitating. "Brother Jiang, there is only one way to transport the grain quickly. What's the solution?" "Totally block the Mogan Expressway and only transport food on the Mogan Expressway. In this way, we can transport food day and night in just 3 days, and we can solve the food problem of hundreds of millions of people in the entire Sahara region." Guan Ku thought more carefully about the food transportation than anyone else. First of all, the fastest way is to transport it by plane. But now the Northwest Region Channel has just been opened, and the Special Zone Airport has to serve the entire Special Zone, and they will never transport food for you. The second is to use trains for transportation. Because of the winter storm, all cities, counties, towns, and villages in the entire new province are short of various supplies. In particular, the shortage of daily necessities and medicines is more serious. So now all the railways are used by China to allocate and transport various disaster relief supplies. Therefore, the only transportation route that the Sahara region can control now is the highway from Gan province to the special zone. This highway was built by Jiang Chen himself, and he still has the right to use it. Guan Ku also wants to prepare the Mogan Expressway for food transportation, but spring is the peak season for tourism in the Sahara region. All tourists need to take a bus from Gan province to the Sahara region, and there are so many tourists that the entire highway is crowded with tourist buses. Therefore, for the sake of the economy of the Sahara region, the operation of the Sahara scenic area and the tax revenue of various cities, the supervisor had to let the Mogan Expressway abandon grain transportation and change to transporting tourists, then block the Mogan Expressway completely. From now on, all the super trucks of the Desert Construction Management Group will be used to transport grain. Also, you must find 1,000 drivers right now and go to the desert south of Kingshan City to stand by for me. Regarding transportation, Jiang Chen has super trucks, and the transportation volume of super trucks is 5 times that of other trucks. As long as Jiang Chen puts 3,000 super trucks on the Mogan Expressway, then, with the speed and carrying capacity of super trucks, it will definitely be cheaper than train transportation. Moreover, the design bearing capacity of the Mogan Expressway and the cement used can definitely support the weight of super trucks. Okay, I will immediately go to the transportation group to transfer 1,000 drivers to stand by. In addition, all super trucks in the Sahara region will also be on standby in Kingshan City. After saying this, Jiang Chen hung up the phone. At night, Jiang Chen walked to the director's room. He raised his glass and toasted everyone present. He said, "I have to go solve the problem of grain prices now. I won't accompany you today. When your movies are released, I will do a live broadcast for a day to promote your movies." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of directors hurriedly raised their glasses and drank them all. "Brother Jiang, go ahead. As long as you are doing things for the Sahara people, we will never complain. Brother Jiang is a real man. I will be the one to shoot Brother Jiang's autobiographical movie in the future. After a group of directors finished speaking, Jiang Chen put down his glass and walked out the door. He drove all the way to Kari City and then took the subway from Kari City to Qingshan City Sahara Water Supply Group Station. After getting off the bus, Jiang Chen rented a car and drove straight to the desert. Not far away, Jiang Chen parked the car on an empty piece of land. From the water supply company to Kari City in the south, there is an unmined desert. Okay, here it is. Jiang Chen took out his mobile phone and opened the super seed system. Jiang Chen directly selected the super truck. Super trucks are very expensive. After discount, one super truck still costs 3 million. So 1000 trucks require 3 billion, which is a huge investment. Of course, this is just a means of transportation. In order to be able to destroy the 3 grain groups that are doing tricks in the Sahara region. At the same time, it also announced to the world Jiang Chen's determination to crack down on this kind of price gouging. Even if Jiang Chen spends 30 billion, he will not be soft. The system prompts, "You have spent 3 billion this time. Do you want to pay?" Jiang Chen clicked OK, and then he clicked plant. Soon, with a loud rumble, under the moonlight of the night, super trucks parked in the silver desert. "Brother Jiang, the drivers are here. Where are you?" Jiang Chen had just finished planting the truck when Guanku called him. "Go south to the water supply company and find me when you see the truck." Jiang Chen hung up the phone. Chapter 857, Counter Sanctions. Half an hour later, more than 1000 people brought by Guanku got on the truck. In order to ensure that food can be transported to the Sahara region continuously, Jiang Chen asked Guanku to continue to draw drivers from the Sahara Transport Group. It is now midsummer. Although tourism in the Sahara region is not as prosperous as in spring, there are still millions of tourists every day. Therefore, a large number of drivers from the Sahara Transport Group will greatly affect the experience of tourists. However, Jiang Chen can no longer manage so much. Not only did he draw drivers of tourist buses, he also ordered each city to draw out 100 bus drivers to drive super trucks. He must ensure that more than 3000 super trucks in the Sahara region cannot be idle for a while, and all drivers cannot drive fatigued. Fortunately, the super truck has an automatic driving function, and the driver is only an auxiliary and emergency operator next to it. Before dawn, the entire Mogan Expressway was closed. Tourists who originally traveled via the Mogan Expressway were also affected, and many tourists scolded Jiang Chen in the forum. Tourism is the pillar industry of the Sahara region. So when all the trucks were on the road, Jiang Chen started thinking about how to solve the problem of tourists' travel. After thinking for a long time, Jiang Chen called the new Province Highway Bureau. After the call was connected, Jiang Chen asked the Highway Bureau to open a green channel specifically for the Sahara tourist bus. The new Province Highway Bureau did not dare to give Jiang Chen the green light. There was no other way. In order to survive, Jiang Chen called Secretary Fang again. After the call was connected, Secretary Fang just came out of the meeting. "Hello, Xiao Jiang. I have prepared the food for you, and your people have taken over. Is there anything else?" Secretary Fang on the other end of the phone was in a particularly good mood, because he and Jiang Chen reached a plan to exchange food for grass seeds, which made the leaders in Beijing particularly happy. So Fang was naturally in a good mood. "It's useless to give me food. I can't transport it. The prices in my place are going up, so I can't give you grass seeds for free. I have to charge you." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Secretary Fang hurriedly shook his head and said, "Xiao Jiang, you are a local leader after all. You can't do such things as not keeping your word. Just tell me honestly, what problem have you encountered? Tell me and I will solve it for you." Secretary Fang is a smart man. He knows that once Jiang Chen threatens them with grass seeds, they will definitely encounter problems that cannot be solved. Nothing, not enough money. You know we are in the tourism business. Tourists can't come in, and hundreds of millions of us make money from this, so we can only sell seeds to make money. After Jiang Chen said helplessly, Secretary Fang knew what Jiang Chen wanted to do. "We'll add more flights for you." "How many?" "Just 5 or 6 flights, mainly buses. Now the Mogan Expressway is all used to transport food, so the Xin Province's expressway must give our tourist buses a green channel. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Secretary Fang thought for a moment and said, "I'll apply for you, but don't let anything go wrong with the seeds." After Secretary Fang finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. He didn't want anything to happen to China in the first place. China was unwilling to give up Xin province, and he was even more unwilling for China to give up Xin province. Otherwise, he would lose contact with the mainland. Once Jiang Chen lost contact with the mainland, he would really become an island in the desert. Don't worry, the seeds will definitely arrive safely. There are many people who want to mess with me now. I hope you can help me in all aspects. Otherwise, when I collapse, who will be your Great Wall? Secretary Fang naturally knew what Jiang Chen said, but, Zhao Jiang, if you were honest, this would not happen. Last month, the United States launched a proposal to impose economic sanctions on you in the United States. Now at least 80 countries have responded. Do you know what this means? Yes, except for the countries in the Desert Alliance, all others agree, right? But I don't care. Even if I don't do business with the whole world, I don't care. If Jiang Chen's Saharan region is a place with backward economy and technology, then Jiang Chen does not contact Western countries, which is called a closed-door policy. However, Jiang Chen's technology is far ahead of humans by hundreds of years. If the West does not contact him, they are a closed-door policy. Zhao Jiang, this idea of yours won't work. Can you develop by relying on a few desert countries to develop with you? Besides, the Saharan region now has a population of nearly 100 million. Such a region is ranked among the most populous in the world. If you close the country and your enterprises can't go out, have you thought about the consequences? After Secretary Fang reminded him, Jiang Chen thought about it, and it was true. If I don't do business with Western countries, my steel industry, glass industry, and automobile industry will be greatly affected, and the income of my renewable energy company will be halved. By the way, there are also tourists, and my mechanical engineering and other aspects will be reduced a lot. Yes. So, the war is over. You have helped the Afghans enough. Don't be enemies with the world anymore. Secretary Fang said earnestly, and he sighed. Now Jiang Chen is like a sulking little kid in front of him. But so what? Without my steel, where will they get the steel they need for high-end technology? Without my glass, will they use old glass again? Without my renewable energy company, will their big city pollution problem return to the old days? It doesn't matter. Anyway, the places that cooperate with me will become paradise little by little. They won't worry about the problem of garbage. They have the best precision steel and the best glass. The industry of their country will defeat those self-righteous countries step by step. By the way, what will their country look like if I cut off their solar power generation industry and battery industry? Jiang Chen laughed after he finished speaking. Apart from other things, in the field of new energy vehicles, the world's best new energy vehicle batteries are all produced by Jiang Chen. His battery technology is at least 50 years ahead of the Earth. These 50 years of black technology are something that humans can't catch up with, even if they break their heads. In terms of power generation, the only thing that can compare with Jiang Chen's solar power generation and super batteries is nuclear power plants. But, is the danger level of nuclear power plants comparable to solar energy? In addition, with the current restrictions on nuclear war, how many countries can own nuclear power plants? These bastards, Jiang Chen's products have helped the world progress for decades, and they are still sanctioning themselves behind the scenes. Isn't this funny? That's what I said, but you. Don't worry about me, I only need to rely on the markets in China and desert countries. By the way, I'm going to sell grass seeds in full. The price will double, and the price will be 10 times higher for the countries that sanction me. I'll let them sanction me to their heart's content. Chapter 858, Establishment of the United States. These bastards imposed economic sanctions when they couldn't win. Jiang Chen wanted to let them know the consequences of random sanctions. Zhao Jiang, you can't do this. You are suspected of monopoly, and you will be resisted by everyone. Stop talking nonsense. Since they want to tear their faces against me, I must fight them to the end. By the way, I plan to merge the Xiangaya Alliance and the Desert Alliance. I named it the United States. Since the United States can lead the United States to block me, I can guide the United States to fight against it. In the future, this will be a battle for the world's top. Now the world's dominance is all in the United States, led by the United States. However, in the future, Jiang Chen believes that the world's dominance will definitely be in the Asian region centered on the Sahara Desert. Zhao Jiang, there are some things you must consider before making a decision. In addition, regarding the merger of the Xiangaya Alliance and the Desert Alliance, I hope you can hold a separate meeting and then vote. After Secretary Fang finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. Jiang Chen had already made a decision on the merger of the two organizations, and he will definitely win the consent of most countries, because he didn't care about those who didn't want the two places to merge. Anyway, I won't play with you. Those who play with me, I will use technology that is decades ahead of the times to lead you to become a world power. Those who don't play with me, just go ahead if you want to fall behind. Okay, I will hold a meeting next Wednesday, and I hope you will vote for me then. Let's talk about it then. Secretary Fang hung up the phone after saying that. At noon, I heard that Jiang Chen was going to block the road to transport grain. The three major grain farming groups and more than a dozen grain companies started a large-scale price increase. They want a thorough carnival and then withdraw. Anyway, many of them don't care about the long-term stability of the Sahara region, and they don't plan to work here for a long time. Their mission is to disrupt the order in the Sahara region, and then let more people flee here. With the price increase of grain depots and grain stations in various places, a large-scale demonstration soon broke out in the Sahara region. When people took to the streets, those foreign media hiding in the Sahara region began to report frantically. Apple Morning Post, a large-scale demonstration against Jiang Chen's tyranny was launched in the Sahara region. It is understood that nearly 10 million people took to the streets this time, just to make Jiang Chen step down. Arctic Morning News, prices in the Sahara are soaring, and today's food prices are even more outrageous. Big Eagle Morning News, a piece of bread costs 20 yuan. I'm afraid that the country of Rosa in the past could not even dream of such a place. Cold Wave News, who can save the people of Sahara who are living in dire straits? People took to the streets one after another, just to have a full meal. A group of foreign media reports directly made people from various countries curse Jiang Chen. Nowadays, more and more people in the world are misled by these unscrupulous media. They believe that the Sahara region is a barren land. The leader of the Sahara region is also a demon who eats human flesh and drinks human blood. Especially several Western countries that claim to be democratic every day. Their people also took to the streets one after another and began to support the Sahara. Brother Jiang is not good. Just as Jiang Chen was thinking about how to solve the problem of the march, Guan Ku hurriedly called Jiang Chen. What's wrong? There are rumors online, and someone is leading the trend, saying that food in the Sahara region will soon be gone. So now people everywhere are rushing to buy food and bread. After Guan Ku finished speaking, Jiang Chen knew that there must be someone behind this. They are like adding fuel to the fire, making the Sahara region even more chaotic. Start the live broadcast. Start the live broadcast immediately. I want all TV stations, all websites, and all city squares to be able to see my live broadcast. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Guan Ku hurriedly ran to arrange it. Guan Ku knew that the only one who could calm everyone down now was Jiang Chen. An hour later, all the super screens in the city squares were turned into the news scene of Sahara TV. Jiang Chen sat next to the chair, and Guan Ku and Director Song of the Sahara Food Management Center sat next to him. Hello everyone, I would like to ask the people who are marching to be quiet, and I also ask those who are rushing to buy in the supermarket to stop your hands. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the people marching on the street soon saw Jiang Chen's live broadcast. They stopped walking and stopped shouting. That's right, in the Sahara region, Jiang Chen is as tall as a god in their minds. When a group of people quieted down, Jiang Chen began to make a statement. Now many people know, since the end of the war, our prices, especially food prices, have undergone earth-shaking changes. The reason for this change is that there are not enough food reserves. In addition, there are several large multinational grain and agricultural companies that speculate on food. Their goal is very simple, to make a lot of money from our Sahara region and leave, then completely mess up our Sahara region. Today they suddenly raise the price. Don't you think there is a problem? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Guanku sorted out the materials and said, these problems are that these grain and agricultural companies want to run away. So they deliberately spread rumors on the internet that the food in the Sahara region is about to run out. In addition, I once again announced to all citizens that Sahara's low price grain will arrive in Sahara tonight. Starting today, Sahara will allocate enough food to each city, and Sahara's food prices will return to pre-war levels. After Guanku finished speaking, a group of reporters in the news live broadcast room asked questions. I'm a reporter from The Sun. I want to ask you, what evidence do you have to prove that this is a mess caused by two transnational organizations in the world, rather than you joining forces to make money from the people in the Saharan region? The Sun is a very anti-China newspaper in Europe. I have evidence here. We have had several talks with Rhodes Grain, Tross Foreign Trade and Belian Group, and we have issued several notices to them, asking them not to speculate on grain prices in the Saharan region. This is the recording of my phone call to them, and the documents I issued to them, as well as their responses to us. Are you interested in listening to it? After Director Song finished speaking, the Sun shook its head and said, I'm not interested in this. I want to ask if you can really guarantee that the remaining grain will be transported to the Saharan region tonight. I can guarantee it. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the kangaroo asked again. I'm a reporter from Kangaroo News. As far as we know, all the food aided by China is piled up outside the new province. There are many problems to overcome in order to transport so much food. First of all, China can't let you transport the railways for food, because many railways are not open now, and the only railway that is open is the various emergency supplies transported from the mainland network to the new province. In addition, on the road, if you use the Mogan Expressway to transport food, it means that you must reduce the number of buses transporting tourists. If you give up tourists, it means that the Sahara region will lose at least tens of billions of income every day. Will you lose so much money every day to maintain the price of food in the Sahara region? Chapter 859. Make him crazy first. After the kangaroo reporter finished speaking, everyone stared at the screen with bated breath. This question was very tricky, and he immediately put Jiang Chen on the opposite side of the people in the Sahara region. We are willing. Not only are we willing to give up more than $1 billion in revenue to transport food, we are also willing to close the entire Mogan Expressway to transport food. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Since 11 o'clock last night, the entire Mogan Expressway has been closed. In addition, we have given up all construction in the Sahara region. We have mobilized all the super trucks in the Sahara region, and we have mobilized more than 6,000 drivers in the Sahara region, just to let the people eat cheap food. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the visible people burst into tears. The reason they stood up to march this time was largely because they believed the rumors and doubted Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen is no longer the ruler who always puts the people at the center, but they never expected Jiang Chen's determination to give up everything for them to live a happy life. I'm a reporter from France Weekly. I'd like to ask why you're only now coming out to regulate these monopoly companies? Are you suspected of sting enforcement? You know that the financial backers of these companies are all big financial groups that support the coalition forces. They lost both their wives and their soldiers in the war of aggression, so they deliberately came to mess with me. Since it's intentional, I'll let them continue to act. You know, I like watching dramas. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Guanku added, if you want them to perish, you must first make them crazy. Today, this is an example. After Guanku finished speaking, Director Song grabbed the microphone and said, the grain of more than 20 grain and agricultural groups has filled up various warehouses. They have been frantically transporting grain to Sahara since before the war. This grain is enough for the Saharan people to eat for 2 years. However, starting today, if your grain does not drop to the pre-war level, you can just wait for the grain to rot in the warehouse. After Director Song finished speaking, Guanku added, starting today, we will impose an export tax on grain. It is absolutely impossible for you to ship the grain out and sell it. Excluding the transportation cost and the tariff, how much you transport, how much you lose. Several people took turns to perform. Every word they said seemed to stab the hearts of several big capitalists who controlled grain prices. Hello, I'm a reporter from the Washington Times. I would like to ask you to cheat those multinational entrepreneurs who invested in the Saharan region. Do you think other entrepreneurs will come here to invest again? The Washington Times is also a very anti-Saharan media. This time Jiang Chen specially invited them. He wanted to slap them in the face. Normal entrepreneurs will definitely continue to invest here. But for companies like this, that are bent on destroying the stability and order of the Saharan region, it doesn't matter whether they come or not. If it weren't for the international situation, I would have told them to get out long ago. By the way, I just want to tell all the companies that want to speculate on grain prices here to adjust the price and sell now. Otherwise, you will die miserably. Jiang Chen finished speaking. At this moment, on the other side of the ocean, a group of big capitalists were not calm. Meeting must be held. A meeting overnight. Because the incident happened suddenly, the faces of several big capitalists in the meeting room were full of sleepiness. What should we do? Should we lower the price, or continue to raise it? Or should we keep it the same? After the CEO of William Grain Industry finished speaking, the CEOs of several other grain multinational groups in the cloud conference room also yawned and thought. Keep the price the same. Don't worry, we are all capitalists. His tricks can fool ordinary people. Can he fool you old foxes? After the CEO of Southeast Grain Industry in the United States finished speaking, the president of Rhodes Group, the largest grain supplier in the Sahara region, said with a smile, he just wants to scare us. If we lower the price, we will be fooled by him. Besides, even if he really transports the grain, we don't need to panic. After the president of Rhodes Group finished speaking, the president of Australia's Northern Grain Group also said, that's right, they have to sacrifice 10 times the money of grain every day for the transportation volume. Let's let them transport it. I want to see who can't hold on first. That's right, these multinational groups dare to do this. They are naturally not afraid. The Sahara region is a place of law, where the law is important, so they are fearless. In addition, according to their estimates, Jiang Chen transported grain from China himself. If the Mogan Expressway resources occupied by Jiang Chen were used to transport tourists, the profit would definitely be much greater than grain. No capitalist would choose to make money, so they believed that Jiang Chen's move was just to make them lower the price. After a few people finished talking, a phone call was made directly to the grain farmers' stores in various parts of Sahara. In the evening, under Jiang Chen's persuasion, the people who marched finally dispersed. When it was getting dark, Jiang Chen walked into a supermarket. He went to the grain farmers area on purpose. To his surprise, the price of all grains not only did not drop, but rose a lot compared to noon. Looking at the price of grain, Jiang Chen was a little surprised. He had already reminded these grain merchants in this way, so why are these grain merchants sick in the head? There were many customers coming to the supermarket to buy rice and flour. They looked at the price of rice and flour and couldn't help shaking their heads and sighing. Buy it quickly. Don't think about the price of grain falling. If you don't buy it today, the price will be higher tomorrow. Just as several customers who were buying things sighed, the manager of the sales area persuaded them. Didn't the leader say that the domestic food will be delivered in the evening? When the food arrives, the price will definitely drop. The food will be delivered, but after it arrives, it will definitely be supplied to those foreign hotels and snack bars in the scenic area first. They are our Sahara's window to the outside world, so they can get cheap noodles, but can you ordinary people get them? So while the price hasn't risen much today, buy it quickly. After the manager finished speaking, a man picked up 2 bags of noodles and put them in the cart. Forget it, buy 2 bags first. Tomorrow we will make them into buns and sell them to the neighbors. We won't sell them to tourists, so it doesn't matter if they are a little more expensive. After the man finished speaking, he pushed the noodles and walked towards the door. Seeing this, several other citizens who were watching couldn't help but sigh. Alas, I don't know when I can eat cheap rice and noodles. Now the wages I earn are all spent on rice, flour and oil. If it weren't for the free school here, this salary would not be enough to support my family. After speaking, several people took noodles, rice and other supplies and left. Looking at their backs as they left, the boss couldn't help but sigh. I'm afraid we won't be able to eat cheap rice and noodles in the future. They all said that if the Mogan Expressway transports grain for one day, the Sahara region will lose more than 10 billion in income. Without income in the Sahara region, do you think the school's free education can continue? Chapter 860, Fighting the Capitalists to the End. Jiang Chen didn't say much in the mall. But when he left the mall, Jiang Chen had already made a decision. This time, he must make those grain production companies lose everything. After leaving the mall, Jiang Chen drove to Qingshan City. After arriving in Qingshan City, he began to plant warehouses in the desert at the junction of Qingshan City and the Special Zone. A warehouse covering an area of nearly 10,000 acres. In order to build this warehouse, he bought nearly 1 billion warehouse seeds in the morning. In addition, after the warehouse was built, Jiang Chen planted nearly 500 super trucks with one click. After the trucks were planted, Jiang Chen called Guanku again. He asked Guanku to recruit driver volunteers from the Sahara region. This time, he had to transport all the food supplied to the Sahara region within 3 days. Since these grain monopoly companies want to fight Jiang Chen will let them often fight with him. After the call was connected, Guanku temporarily announced the volunteer recruitment of drivers on the Sahara Forum and Sahara TV in the name of the official. When the people in Sahara City heard that Jiang Chen was recruiting volunteers to transport food, the number of volunteers who came to apply soon reached tens of thousands. Moreover, many of these volunteers were drivers from various companies. They came here because their bosses asked them to come. Their bosses were willing to pay their companies to let them transport food to Sahara for free. This is a struggle for all the people of Sahara. So as long as they can defeat those capitalists, everyone is willing to contribute. After the volunteers were recruited, Jiang Chen sent back all the drivers who were originally forcibly transferred from Sahara Transport Group. Jiang Chen asked them to return to their posts. Because with the volunteers, the travel of citizens and tourists cannot be sloppy. Before dawn the next day, the first batch of food was transported from Gan province to Sahara. Jiang Chen directly established Sahara Food Group in a warehouse outside Qingshan City. After the establishment of Sahara Food Group, Jiang Chen personally served as chairman. After the first batch of rice and flour were transported out, Jiang Chen did not have time to directly transfer Sahara Subway Group to block the 6th floor subway. Let the 6th floor subway fully transport wheat flour, rice, soybeans and other agricultural products. In addition, Jiang Chen requisitioned nearly 12 subway entrances and exits next to the water supply group as transportation channels for the Sahara Food Group. Therefore, after super trucks transported the food to Qingshan City, in less than 5 hours, the first batch of food was transported to large supermarkets in various cities. So by the evening, almost every large supermarket in every city in the Sahara region had been allocated an unknown amount of low-priced rice, flour and oil. These rice, flour and oil were placed in the most conspicuous areas of the supermarkets, and its price was exactly 1/5 of the rice, flour and oil of the Rhodes Group next door. In the evening, Jiang Chen walked into a supermarket in Qingshan City alone. The entrance of the supermarket was crowded with people queuing. Jiang Chen wore a hat and a mask, squeezed in among them. He wanted to listen to the voices of all the people. That's great. The leader really didn't lie to us. It's only the second day, and all our people can eat cheap rice, flour and oil, isn't it? You know what? My uncle works in a transportation company. My uncle said that almost half of all the drivers in the Sahara region have been transferred to transport food. This is impossible in other countries. Alas, I don't know how long it can last. We must buy more this time. Otherwise when this batch of food is sold out, we must buy food from the Rhodes Group if we want to eat. It's useless. There is a limit on sales inside. A family can only buy enough for one day at a time. A limit on purchase means that our food transportation is still not keeping up, so we shouldn't be overly optimistic. Yeah, look at these people in line. Many of them just bought yesterday. After a group of people finished talking, Jiang Chen quietly turned on his mobile phone and sent a text message to Guan Cubic 10 minutes later. Ding dong ding dong. The mobile phones of almost every person in the long queue at the door of the supermarket rang at the same time. Of course, Jiang Chen's mobile phone was no exception. Jiang Chen opened his mobile phone and saw a text message sent by the Sahara Communication Group. Sahara Food Management Center, we have successfully opened up the grain transportation channel in China. The food supply in Sahara region will be sufficient in the future. Citizens are requested not to scramble for and hoard food. In addition, according to the notice of Sahara Food Group, the purchase limit of all rice, flour and oil of Sahara Food Group has been lifted. Citizens can buy them freely. After receiving the text message, many people in the long line in front of Jiang Chen left soon. Withdraw, withdraw. Since there is no purchase limit, it must mean that there is enough food. The food counted at home is enough to last for half a year. If we buy more, it will get moldy. Yeah, damn Rhodes Group. Last time they said that the price of food would double. I rushed to buy a room full of rice, flour and oil. This time I lost a lot. We are fine. I think my neighbor is going to jump off the building. What's wrong? My neighbor is a middleman. He has hoarded food in several warehouses. Now food has suddenly become 4/5 cheaper. What should he do with so much food? He will jump off the building. In the past, when we were in China, someone hyped up their stuff, and in the end our leader ruined his family. I think the alliance companies of Rhodes Group are going to fail. A group of people turned around and left the team while talking. Jiang Chen also felt that there was no need to queue up, so he put away his phone and followed the crowd to leave the mall. At night, Jiang Chen, who had been tired for a few days, fell asleep tiredly. At this moment, in the cloud conference room of Rhodes Group in the United States, a group of people became restless. Have you received the news? That guy used some unknown food, but he managed to transport nearly millions of tons of food in one day. He used super trucks. Now all the trucks on the Morgan Expressway are super trucks. This is not good news. I heard that super trucks use electricity, and their transportation costs are very low. Do they have transportation costs? The electricity on the trucks is charged by solar energy, and they charge while running. It's simply abnormal. What's this? All the drivers they hired are free volunteers. We really underestimated him. If they continue to transport like this, the food in the entire Saharan region will be monopolized by them. It has been monopolized by them now. A year ago, the price of rice was 3.8 yuan per catty. Now the price of rice is 17 yuan per catty, and they sell it for 5 yuan per catty. They have increased their own income by 1.2 yuan, but the price of rice they transport from the country is 2.2 yuan. If they continue to sell like this, the monopoly profit in the middle is even more profitable than selling white powder. This kid is not easy to deal with. He made so much money for no reason, and everyone said he was good. We have so much grain stored in the Saharan region. How do you think we can sell it? Chapter 861. Rhodes Group was fooled. We'll lose money, no matter how we sell it. The cost of the grain we buy from China and Southeast Asia is higher than this. Our transportation costs are several times this. Even if we sell it at 5 yuan per pound, we'll still lose money. So we've been fooled. We've been completely fooled. What's the point of saying this now? Almost all supermarkets have their sales channels. They even set up their own grain group. It's obvious that they want to drive us away and go it alone. The CEOs in the young conference room no longer had the spirit they had a day ago. Let's sell it at 5 yuan a catty too. Sell out all our inventory first and make back our investment first. It's useless. If you sell it at 5 yuan a catty now, you will not only lose money, but also no one will come to buy it. Then what should we do? Let's fight him to the end. I want to see how long their food can last. I've already called several farm owners in China. After their food arrives, we'll raise the price and buy it. We'll also pay a higher price for rice from several small countries in Southeast Asia. If we want to take back the food control of more than 100 million people in the Saharan region, we have to fight him with our last capital. After the president of Rhodes Group finished speaking, the president of Billion Group also nodded. We must fight him to the end. If we fail this time, the grain we have stored in the Sahara region will make us have no chance to turn things around. If we let him persist and cut off his supply channels, the price of grain will be high, and the resources they use for transportation will cost hundreds of millions of yuan. So it will definitely not be cost effective for them to make their own grain. When the time comes, we will lower the price to a suitable level, and we will not lose much money. And we can continue to control the price of grain in the Sahara region. After the president of the Europa Davos Grain Group finished speaking, many people nodded in agreement. Since everyone agrees, we must form an alliance. At that time, all grain purchases and sales must be collective actions. After the president of the Davos Group finished speaking, a group of people signed an agreement to advance and retreat together in the cloud conference room. Summer passed little by little, and this grain war soon lasted for nearly half a month. In the past half month, Jiang Chen's grain group has become more and more formal. The headquarters of the grain group is located in Kingshan City. In half a month, he has successively established branches in various cities. Not only that, under Jiang Chen's call, on the basis of the whole people's support for the grain war, Sahara Food Group quickly opened one grain and oil supermarket after another in various cities. Grain and oil supermarkets had sprung up like mushrooms after rain. In just half a month, Sahara Food Group has opened nearly 9,000 grain and oil supermarkets in various cities in Sahara. And the grain and oil stores of Sahara Food Group are still increasing at a rate of 300 to 400 per day. Jiang Chen's requirement for Sahara grain and oil store is to cover every street in Sahara. He will never give the Rhodes Group any chance to breathe. At the end of summer, Jiang Chen deliberately started a live broadcast. After the live broadcast started, the whole screen was filled with likes. In the live broadcast, Jiang Chen asked all fans to go to Sahara grain and oil store to buy food. Fans are not stupid. Under the same quality, they will definitely buy food from Sahara grain and oil store. The live broadcast lasted for 2 hours. Jiang Chen showed everyone the 10,000-acre warehouse of Sahara Food Group built in Kingshan City. He also showed everyone the situation of grain and oil stores in various cities. During this half month, the Rhodes Group was in a bad situation. They had to pay very expensive warehouse storage fees and sales fees to supermarkets. There were also many supermarkets that returned all the Rhodes Group's grain because they could not sell it, and it took up space. During this half month, the Rhodes Group and other groups such as the Northern Union Group were struggling to hold on. They had to hold on until the autumn grain harvest. They bet almost all of their assets on the Sahara line. Now they are riding a tiger, and it is difficult to back down. If they withdraw their investment now, they can't sell their grain, even if it is 3 yuan per pound. If he throws away all the grain stored in the Sahara warehouse, then what difference does it make to destroy their company? From summer to autumn, Jiang Chen has gradually forgotten about the grain group. He gave the position of chairman of the Sahara Grain Group to Director Song. Director Song is the director of the Grain Management Center and also serves as the president of the Sahara Grain Group. From late summer to autumn, he insisted on focusing his main work on the final construction of the airport town and the oil city. In 4 months, Jiang Chen invested almost all of his money in the education and medical construction of Oil City. Jiang Chen has recruited all the professors and lecturers from 7 or 8 universities, including Sahara Petroleum University, Petroleum Normal University, Petroleum Medical University, Petroleum Science and Technology University, etc. In addition, all the primary and secondary schools and kindergartens in the various communities under Oil City have been recruited. Now it is much easier for Jiang Chen to recruit teachers and scholars than before. In the past, because the Sahara region was not famous, many people were unwilling to come. Now the Sahara region has become a wealthy region ranked among the world. So as long as you insist on posting recruitment advertisements, there will be many professors and scholars coming to apply. And Jiang Chen's treatment for them is also unparalleled. The 3 people with the highest status in the Sahara region include teachers. Moreover, in recent years, colleges and universities in the 3 regions have all developed. Sahara City University, Future City Aerospace University, Future City University, Kingshan University. There are more and more graduates from top universities such as Sahara Business School and Future City Normal University. After graduation, many of them entered the Sahara region to work. Therefore, as soon as the Oil City started recruiting, many doctoral students or graduates from normal universities came to work in the Oil City. After recruiting teachers, there was no need to worry about medical care. Now there are several top medical schools in the Sahara region. Sahara Medical University, Sahara Pharmaceutical University, Kingshan Medical University, Kanishanyas Medical University, Sahara University of Traditional Chinese Medicine. The graduates of these universities were selected by Jiang Chen and admitted to various hospitals in the Oil City. In addition, Jiang Chen transferred a group of experts from several other medical universities to form the Oil City Medical University. With medical care and education, the next thing is to sell houses. In mid-autumn, Jiang Chen prepared for the last battle with the Rhodes Group. This battle is related to the future of the oil city and the airport town. If Jiang Chen can completely defeat the grain monopolist headed by the Rhodes Group, then people in the world will re-establish their trust in Jiang Chen. And Jiang Chen can also take advantage of the situation to sell all the houses in the two cities. When the houses are sold, the construction of the Sahara region will be completed, and then he can go deep into the desert. Chapter 862. Angry Tourists. The battle began. In order to further expand the credibility of Sahara Food Group and the satisfaction of the people. At the same time, in order to better allow Sahara Food Group to have sufficient funds to compete with Rhodes Group, Jiang Chen further restructured Sahara Food Group. First, Jiang Chen renamed Sahara Food Group to Sahara Grain and Agricultural Group. Secondly, Jiang Chen transferred Sahara Liangnan Group from the Grain Management Center. The Grain Management Center was merged into the Agricultural Management Committee. Song Jianlang served as the president of the new Grain and Agricultural Group and abolished his position as the director of the Grain Management Center. Finally, the Sahara region fully supported Sahara Grain and Agricultural Group to be listed on the Sahara Stock Center. After all the decisions were made, on a weekend in mid-October, Jiang Chen started a live broadcast to declare war. The live broadcast location was set in Qingshan City, where the headquarters of Sahara Grain and Agricultural Group is located. Hello everyone, welcome to my live broadcast room. Today I will bring you a wonderful challenge live show. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, because of the advance greeting, more than 300 million people had already poured into his live broadcast room. Among these 300 million people, more than 60 million are local people in the Sahara region. They also pay attention to Jiang Chen's live broadcast and the grain prices in the Sahara region. In addition, there are millions of grain dealers from all over China. They pay attention to Jiang Chen's live broadcast because they are hesitating whether to sell grain to Jiang Chen or Rhodes Group. Now that the autumn grain has come, Chinese grain dealers control a large part of the grain. Rhodes Group buys their grain at a price 2% higher than the market price, while Sahara Grain and Farmers Group buys it at the market price. They hesitate because Sahara Grain and Farmers Group clearly stated that once they cooperate with Rhodes Group, they will never buy their grain for the rest of their lives. So, they are waiting and watching. They are waiting and watching the attitude of Sahara region towards self-operated grain. In addition, there are some people from various countries who are watching the fun, as well as the media from all over the world and nearly 30 grain companies such as Rhodes Group that speculate on grain in Sahara region. Perfume, Anchor, the autumn tourism peak season has arrived. Why are there so many restrictions this year? Brother Erlu, that's right. We were originally planning to go to Kani Mountain for autumn. Today, we suddenly received a notice from the travel agency that there are only 20 places for our city. How can we have enough places for more than 20 people? Now the black market is selling a place for a travel agency in Kani Mountain scenic area for nearly 20,000 yuan. Jackfruit, we have already sold it for 25,000 yuan here. Damn, it used to cost 5,000 yuan for a family to drive to Kani Mountain City to see the red leaves, but now it costs 25,000 yuan per person, and we are not allowed to drive. Starry Sky Love, it's fine if there are restrictions on the number of people in Kani Mountain scenic area, but why is there a restriction on the number of people in the Sunset scenic area in Budo City? Caterpillar, there are only 15 places in Budo City a day. I'm also drunk. I originally wanted to take advantage of the autumn to go to Budo City to see the sunset, and by the way, support the construction of Budo City. There are too many poor people there. What should we do if you restrict people like this? Northern Wolf, Anchor, stop doing hunger marketing and do something real. If you continue like this, who will go to Sahara for tourism in the future? After a group of people finished scolding, Jiang Chen frowned. Thank you for your support for the Saharan region. I apologize to everyone here for the limit on the number of people. The supervisor has already reported to Jiang Chen about the limit on the number of tourists. This matter. Little bunny, what's the use of the supervisor? Come out and do something practical. Cancel the limit quickly so that we don't miss the autumn travel. Big fish, that's right, cancel it. Now that winter is coming, it's time to buy a pass. This year I plan to buy a pass to play in Future City. Don't let me down. Regarding the matter of cancelling the limit on tourists, Jiang Chen really can't do it. Benny Bear, yes, let all the tourists in. Because of the limit, the number of tourists eating in our restaurant has decreased by a quarter compared to usual, and this year's New Year's Day is uncomfortable. Leo ZHU Hotel. When our hotel was popular before, it was booked half a month in advance. Now because of the limit on tourists, it is not fully occupied every day. Give us some room to live. After a group of people said this, Jiang Chen had to show his cards. I'm sorry, in order to ensure the food supply in Sahara, we have to limit the flow. Now Sahara Airport has just opened several tourist routes, and the railway has also added several more trains for us. So, the situation will get better. In addition, we are communicating with the new province, and we will strive to open up road transportation in the new province before the arrival of winter. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and soon someone took the lead in making trouble. Pacific Morning Post, why not open the Morgan Expressway directly? As far as I know, Morgan has been transporting grain since the end of spring. Now all the major granaries in Sahara are full. Why do we still need to transport? Because those full granaries are all grain from other grain suppliers. We have no right to use them. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Lebanon Economic News asked again. Lebanon Economic News. According to economists' calculations, if the Sahara region opens the Morgan Expressway, the Morgan Expressway will greatly alleviate the problem of Sahara's lack of tourist transportation capacity. With tourists in the Sahara region, the income of various municipalities will be far greater than the value of food. Why doesn't Sahara give up transporting its own grain and switch to transporting tourists? Light of Europe News. Why can't we use taxes to subsidize the people instead of transporting food ourselves? Do you want to defeat the Rhodes Group's monopoly on grain and oil in the Sahara region? Rhodes Group, we will not give in easily and hope that the people of Sahara can support us. We are not monopolizing. We just want the municipal government to use the taxes on you. If you believe in the Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group now, once we withdraw from Sahara, the consequences will be terrible. Davis Grain and Agriculture. If we withdraw from the Sahara Group, Sahara's taxes will never subsidize you. On the contrary, they monopolize the Sahara market. Then they will significantly increase the price of food, and then all your efforts will be to make wedding clothes for the Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group. Billion Group of the United States. Oppose monopoly. Please support us and reject monopoly from us. A group of jumping clowns have also reached their endurance limit. Their grain is full of warehouses. In order to cut off the food of the Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group from the source, they purchase a large amount of grain from all over China and Southeast Asia. The squeezing of these grains together will not only cause the capital chain to break, but also may violate relevant laws of China. Therefore, they were eager to get Jiang Chen to withdraw or live in peace with them, and cheat the people together. I'm sorry, I will never compromise until the Rhodes Group is dead. In addition, who is monopolizing, and who is driving up prices? I don't need to explain. The people have their own judgments. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the people in the Sahara region soon stood up to support him. Big Ear Rabbit. I firmly oppose the Rhodes Group to dominate the grain prices in Sahara. Willow Twigs. Rhodes Group, get out of Sahara. If it weren't for them, would the economy in our Sahara region be so depressed? If it weren't for them, would we have so few tourists? If it weren't for them, would our shops lose so much money this year? ZIOLIU Jian Bao, the most damnable ones are the Rhodes Group. If the Sahara Grain and Farm Group hadn't stood up in time, we would have closed down long ago. Han Guyan, they came here just to destroy Sahara. Don't think we don't know that you are the running dogs of the coalition. Shen Wu, I will buy food from Sahara Grain and Farmers. In this life, I will buy rice, flour and oil from the Rhodes Group. You can kill me. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 863, Rhodes Scam. In order to expose the crimes of the Rhodes Group, more and more Sahara people stood up. Originally, Chinese tourists did not know these things. When they heard that the tourist quota in Sahara was due to the tricks of these grain groups, they instantly became furious. Big tail wolf, damn, why are there some of these American troublemakers everywhere? Kung Fu monkey, I won't say anything. I support the just struggle in the Sahara region. They failed to defeat you with force, and they certainly can't do it in an economic war. After a group of people finished speaking, Jiang Chen saw that the crowd was excited, and he felt that it was time to declare war. Rhodes Group, do you think everyone doesn't understand your conspiracy? There are no fools in Sahara. The purpose of my live broadcast today is very simple. Today I will completely solve the problem of tourist flow restrictions. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of fans soon burst into tears. Young man, the one we are familiar with is back. Flying Heart, that's right, it's him, the one who can do everything for the people. Fight, young man, we will always be behind you. Brother's heart is eternal. After so many years, in terms of fighting, who have we brothers lost to? Isn't it just a small shitty Rhodes Group that sells grain? Brothers, let's boycott them from today. We have ruined the Xinxing Group. What else is missing? Exclamation mark. Hongxin, boycott, boycott. United States, boycott will not solve the problem. We suggest that both sides sit down and have a good talk. There is nothing in this world that cannot be solved through negotiation. Austrian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we strongly oppose the unilateral sanctions imposed by the Sahara region on relevant Chinese companies. We call on the Sahara region to return to dialogue. US Department of Commerce, the Rod Group has always been doing its job. We call on the world to stand up against monopoly. European Food and Agriculture Association, we call for negotiations to solve the problem. Coast News, Sahara is a violent rule. Who can save the entrepreneurs who are trapped in Sahara? China Street Morning Post, it is strongly recommended that major investors stay away from Sahara. Sahara is the last cancer in the world. Kangaroo News, if Sahara does not return to the dialogue, we will put Sahara on the blacklist. After a group of self-proclaimed Democrats shouted, Jiang Chen sneered. Dialogue? Haha, how many times did I look for them in the spring? Did they talk about dialogue? Well, let's not talk about the spring. Now, I'm going to talk to them. I require all grain companies to lower their prices to the unified pricing of the Sahara Grain Management Center. If they can do it, I will immediately dissolve the Sahara Grain and Oil Group. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and soon a group of people applauded. Caterpillar, yes. Lower the price to the unified pricing of the Grain Management Center. If it is really for the people and for Sahara, then lower it. Brother Fafa, lower the price. If they lower the price, we will forgive them. Bear, wolf, and dog in the north, don't you clamor for democratic dialogue every day. Come, talk to Brother Jiang. Talk now. After a group of people finished speaking, soon everyone ran to the Attalud Group and the United States. A few minutes later, the spokesperson of the Rod Group had to stand up. Rod Group, we can't obey the orders of the Sahara Grain Management Center, because now is the era of market economy. Let the market speak for everything instead of the Grain Management Center setting the price itself, which is itself an act of destroying the market. Davis Group, let the market speak, firmly oppose government pricing. Billion Group, we will never admit defeat. We are willing to fight to the end. Unless you announce to the world, now that you are a place that does not respect the market, we are willing to admit defeat. After Billion Group finished speaking, everyone was stunned. These people are simply disgusting. Isn't this a trap for Jiang Chen? If Jiang Chen announced to the world that the Sahara region is a place where he alone has the final say, who would dare to invest and do business in the Sahara region in the future? The Sahara region is where the market has the final say. Since you want the market to have the final say, then let the market have the final say. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the president of the Rhodes Group on the other side of the ocean smiled. Haha, you are still too young to fight me. At the same time, in the conference room of the coalition headquarters around the world, senior personnel of almost all coalition forces were watching this live broadcast. When Jiang Chen admitted defeat, a group of people stood up and applauded. This was their only victory since the launch of the Desert War, and this victory also strengthened their determination to continue to impose economic sanctions in the Sahara. United States, The matter has been successfully concluded. There is no problem that cannot be solved through dialogue. We call on the Sahara region to join the United States and jointly safeguard world peace and stability. Dahe talks about economy. Damn it. Are you letting the market decide? If you drag the Sahara region like this, the Sahara region will either disband the grain and agricultural group or be strangled by you in terms of tourism. This will lead to a slow death. Shangjing Economic News. No matter how you calculate it, the Sahara region will lose. The United States has pulled the wrong plane. If the Sahara region does not open the Morgan Expressway for one day, it will lose at least hundreds of millions of yuan a day. How much can these grain and agricultural companies lose? Young man, don't be fooled. Anchor. Send out troops to kill them. We will always support you. At noon, the autumn clouds in Kingshan City were high and light. The wind gently blew down the fallen leaves, and the ground was already dim. Jiang Chen looked up at the bustling city. He stood on the roof of a tall building and sighed softly. Let the storm come even harder. Rhodes Group, do you think you have one? Come on, let's get started. Now I announce that Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group will be listed on Sahara Stock Exchange in 1 hour. Jiang Chen was shocked after he finished speaking. Dream come true. Listing? It's funny, isn't it? Who dares to buy the shares of a company that is about to go bankrupt? Bifang's Autumn Grain and Agriculture Group will die sooner or later, so it's better to take a chance. If someone really buys it, Grain and Agriculture Group can still turn around. Xiang Dang Dang brother, how to turn around? Bifang's Autumn, why does Rhodes Group fight Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group? Xiang Dang Dang brother, because they have money and food. Bifang's Autumn, what if Grain and Agriculture Group is richer than Rhodes Group? Xiang Dang Dang brother, damn, it will definitely be tortured to death. Bifang's Autumn, that's it. The most important thing now is that no one will invest, because Grain and Agriculture Group is not easy to deal with. Debong Xiangsha, there will definitely be an avalanche after listing, and the anchor has already given up on himself. Kangaroo News, going public is just to harvest the sentiments of the people of Sahara. Sentiments can't save the Grain and Agriculture Group. Almost no one is optimistic about the Grain and Agriculture Group, and Jiang Chen has already expected this result. The victory or defeat is today. If the Grain and Agriculture Group can't beat you, I will jump off this building today. Jiang Chen is a ruthless man. He always does what he says. After hearing Jiang Chen's challenge, in order to show their attitude and to regain the support of the people of Sahara, several Grain and Agriculture Groups soon stood up. Rhodes Group, if the Grain and Agriculture Group can beat me today, I will immediately sell all the grain in stock at the price of the Grain Management Center. And I will never come to Sahara again after selling it all at once. Billion Group, I will give it to you directly. Davis Group, then show your true ability. To be honest, we have already controlled half of the market in China and Southeast Asia. I want to see how a grain and agriculture company like you can compare with more than 30 multinational companies like us. Chapter 864, giving you an opportunity. The struggle of general enterprises is nothing more than a struggle of money. Whoever has more money can last longer. If you last longer, those with less money will be dragged down. Don't say more than 30 grain enterprises. Even if you 300 grain enterprises fight me together, I can still play with you. Jiang Chen said, and he drove straight to the Future City Stock Exchange Center. When he arrived at the Stock Exchange Center, the Grain and Agriculture Group was listed. At this moment, almost everyone was staring at the Sahara Stock Exchange Center. Major securities companies and securities companies that have not yet completed the relevant procedures are all scrambling to wait for the news of the listing of the Grain and Agriculture Group. Whether the Grain and Agriculture Group can be successfully listed or not, our Stock Exchange Center has made money anyway. At the Stock Exchange Center, several senior leaders smiled. Since the war, the Sahara Stock Exchange Center has suffered a great blow. So now the Sahara Stock Exchange Center has obviously lagged behind the 3 major stock exchanges in China. But today, because of the Grain and Agriculture Group, the Sahara Stock Exchange Center was once again put in front of the world. Now that the Grain and Agriculture Group has rung the bell for listing, let's wait and see. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and he took his mobile phone and pointed it directly at the Sahara Stock Exchange Center stock trend of the Sahara Liangnan Group. In 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 20 minutes, the stock of the Grain and Agriculture Group not only did not rise, but also kept falling. This quickly pulled the heartstrings of a group of people. East Coast Financial News. Sure enough, the eyes of stockholders are sharp. The Sahara region must implement a market economy, and the Grain and Agriculture Group is just a stumbling block to the market economy. Big Eagle Empire News. The Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group has started his embarrassing career. No stockholder will be optimistic about the Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group. The Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group will only set off multinational grain companies such as the Rhodes Group. Das How News. With the failure of the Sahara Lianglan Group to go public, the stocks of more than 20 grain companies such as the Rhodes Group rose rapidly. Netizens are more optimistic about the Rhodes team's control of grain in the Sahara region. Birds in the north. It's over. Everything is over. A branch. After all, it was defeated by the capitalists. It seems that the Sahara region really can't attract young people. The grain price of the Rhodes Group will crush the shoulders of the last young man. Rhodes Group. No, this is just the beginning. All the enterprises in the Sahara region will slowly move away, and the Sahara region will eventually become a deserted city. Davis Group. Without the free market, coupled with the very bad transportation in the Sahara region, I believe the future of the Sahara region is dark. Billion Group. Who of you would be willing to go to a region with low income, high consumption, and a desert? In any case, the ultimate goal of these groups is to achieve it. They don't care about the grain in the Sahara. Instead, they care about bringing down the Sahara region and then reap other benefits from it. Yes, what the Rhodes Group said is right. Everything is just the beginning. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he dialed a phone. After the call was connected, Jiang Chen said to the phone, "Let's get started." After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen walked to the audience seat in the trading hall and sat down. Sitting next to Jiang Chen was a middle-aged man in a suit and leather shoes. Jiang Chen had seen this middle-aged man before. "Hello, brother Jiang, you are here in person?" "Yes, you are here to look at stocks too? Do you like any of them?" Jiang Chen had seen this middle-aged man at an annual meeting of entrepreneurs. He even toasted him at that time. Jiang Chen vaguely remembered that he was in the fertilizer business. He received the feces of animals and plants from the Grassland Farm Animal Husbandry Group. Then he made the feces of locusts, and finally synthesized a kind of fertilizer called something, and then sold it to various parts of China. Just last month, he and Fatty Wang invested in a fertilizer factory in Budu City. Yes, it was to process the feces of desert rats. Not yet. I have nothing to do today, so I came here to sit for a while. There are almost no individual customers in the stock market, and those who can enter the hall are all people with an annual salary of 3 million or more. Oh, let me recommend you a stock, the newly listed Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group. Go buy it now. Buy as much as you can afford, and go to the hotel to book a few private rooms later. I'll treat a few people from the company to dinner tonight, and you can help me pay the bill. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and soon the people in his live broadcast room burst into laughter. China Street Financial List. This is the first time I've heard of someone forcing others to buy stocks. If you can't sell the stocks, are you so anxious to find a buyer? Coast News. Has the Sahara region reached the point where the leader forces small and medium-sized business owners to buy lottery tickets everywhere? Panda in the north. It seems that the Sahara region is really in trouble, and even the leader has followed suit. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the middle-aged man frowned. He also paid attention to this stock, but in the current situation, he was not optimistic. Brother Jiang, hurry up, there's no time. Go and book a room after buying it. Jiang Chen pulled him up and pushed him to the stock trading window. At the stock trading window, Jiang Chen personally accompanied him to trade. How many shares do you want to buy? How much is one share now? 30. No, it's 27 now. Let's buy 1000 shares for fun first. The middle-aged man finished speaking, and Jiang Chen pointed at him and said, "Listen to me, buy all the money you have." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the middle-aged man saw that Jiang Chen had been following him, and he knew that something bad was going to happen, and he might be targeted today. It seems that if he doesn't spend some money today, he can't leave. Brother Jiang, I have 2 million in my pocket. I'll buy it all. Can you let me go? After the middle-aged man finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. The middleman took out his card and swiped 2 million directly. After the purchase was completed, the middle-aged man pointed outside the door, and Jiang Chen nodded and said, "Rose Manor Hotel, go ahead, order some good food first." The middle-aged man sighed. He thought Jiang Chen must be crazy. When he bought it just now, the stock was 27 yuan, and now it's 25 in a blink of an eye. Maybe it will hit the limit soon. I lost so much money, and you still want me to treat you? If it weren't for the fact that this is to support the Sahara food struggle, you can beat him to death. He won't pay the 2 million. It's going up. Just as the middle-aged man was about to refuse, the stock of Sahara Food Group on the big screen suddenly began to rise. Oh my god. Sahara Desert Construction Group directly invested 4 billion yuan. Sahara Desert Construction Group is a company controlled by Jiang Chen alone. There is only one employee in this company, Jiang Chen. In order to support Sahara Food Group, Jiang Chen invested all his money. Go buy it. Look, Sahara Pharmaceutical Group has entered the market. Oh my god, it has risen to 31. Look at the news. Sahara Automobile Group has invested 2 billion. Mojiang Investment Group has entered the market. Those who can get Mojiang Investment are all super companies. It has risen to 35. Oh my god, if I had bought it just now, how much money would I have made? Chapter 865. The secret boss appears. Future City Investment Group has also entered the market. Look at the news. The world's #1 super enterprise Sahara Group has entered the market. Sahara Group has entered with 40 billion. Oh my god. With such a company as a backing, it will be hard for Sahara Food and Agriculture Group not to win. Oh my god. Look, Sahara Seed Group has also entered the market. Oh my god. The Seed Group has entered the market. Does that mean that the Sahara Desert Alliance will provide political protection for Sahara Food and Agriculture Group? Isn't it? Whoever dares to make things difficult for Sahara Food and Agriculture Group will be directly cut off from your lawn seeds. Once you return to the desert, no one can stand it. Oh my god. Look who's here. Heaven. The sky of Sahara is here. I have never seen the Sahara Housing Management Committee actually invest in a company in my life. That's right. It's the Sahara Housing Management Committee, although it didn't publicize it like a company. But everyone knows that the Sahara Housing Management Committee, which controls thousands of world-class skyscrapers in Future City, is the most luxurious company in the world. The houses and shops in any city, controlled by the Housing Management Committee, are enough to kill the world's top 10 super companies in seconds. Enter the market. Enter the market quickly. With the Sahara Management Committee and Sahara Group as our backing, what are we afraid of? Soon, all kinds of retail investors and investors rushed to Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group like crazy. In just 5 minutes, the stock of Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group rose directly to the top like a pillar. The middleman standing at the door of the stock market was stunned. He looked at the stock of Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group that had reached the daily limit. He was so shocked that he couldn't say a word. Don't worry about me. Hurry up and book a hotel. If it's too late, the people who celebrate will have booked it. Jiang Chen walked over and patted the middleman on the shoulder. The middle-aged man reacted. He knelt down in front of Jiang Chen with a plop. Thank you, brother Jiang. Thank you, brother Jiang. I'll book the whole hotel tonight. Any successful person will meet his own benefactor. There is no doubt that Jiang Chen in front of him is the benefactor of the middle-aged man. The middle-aged man walked out of the gate of the stock trading center, and he walked lightly, as if he was dreaming. He walked all the way to the car, and then he slapped himself twice, before he woke up. How much money did I make? Why didn't I listen to brother Jiang, and invest all my money? The middle-aged man is an entrepreneur after all. He has more than 10 billion yuan, but he still has 500 million or 600 million yuan. He took out 2 million yuan and donated it to the Saharan region, like sending away beggars. But he never expected that the stock price of 27 would suddenly rise to 116. The 2 million yuan he invested rose to 8.59 million yuan in less than an hour. What if he had invested 200 million yuan just now? Oh my god, that's unimaginable. It will rise tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. Brother Jiang will be my reborn parents in the future. After the middle-aged man said this, he drove to the Rose Manor Hotel. Jiang Chen's live broadcast continued. Many people were watching Jiang King's live broadcast while staring at the stocks of Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group. Some people were watching the fun, but most people were watching the joke. But the smiles soon froze on their faces. Bailey Wu, damn it. Did I miss anything? Huang Zuozi, the limit has been reached. Mayo Kiu, Rhodes Group, you guys should come out and watch the fun. The stocks of Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group have reached the limit. Kung Fu Panda, they are still watching a joke. I just bought their stocks, and now they have reached the limit. Feng Huang Filet, ahem. I invested 50,000 yuan at the lowest price. I didn't expect to make money. I just wanted to support our Sahara enterprise. But, Jiang Chen, you are so beautiful. You Fei, I and everyone around me have bought it. It seems that all the people in Sahara area want to help Sahara and the grain farmers. Now everyone is making money. After a group of people finished talking, the pessimists jumped out again. Fran Financial Center, if the stock price can reach the daily limit today, sell it quickly tomorrow, otherwise you will definitely lose a lot of money. Austrian stock news, it is impossible to keep the stock at such a high position by relying on sentiment. When the stock falls, it will be your disaster day. Big bull news, if Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group can monopolize the market in the SOFA area, on this basis, it supplies the countries around the desert, then I think this price is still acceptable. Heaven and earth, now it depends on whether Rhodes Group can hold on. Okay, we have successfully listed. Now I announce another thing. From now on, no matter whether it is the two grain companies in Southeast Asia or China, or the grain companies in Laotia, as long as you sell grain to Rhodes Group, then our Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group will completely blacklist you. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the Australian big dealers in China and various small grain companies in other countries instantly recognized the direction. Shanghai Grain and Agriculture, we have decided to sell all the grain purchased in Shanghai area to Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group. Black Dragon Group, the rice in the northeast region, controlled by us, will also be supplied to Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group. We hope that the Sahara region can maintain long-term stability and develop in peace, stability, and prosperity. Jiangnan Rice Association, we will also sign a supply agreement with the Sahara Grain and Farmers Group. Soon, those second-hand dealers who were waiting to see the situation turned to Jiang Chen, because they knew that Jiang Chen had a huge market. The population of the Sahara region itself is close to 100 million. In addition to the floating population in the Sahara region, the rice, flour and oil they consume every year will be huge. If they sign an agreement with Jiang Chen, it means that they will never have to worry about sales in the future. With the problem of supply solved, Jiang Chen knew that he had won half the battle. New Province Highway Bureau, please look at the Sahara grain and farmer issue rationally, and please don't speculate on cheap prices in China and its surrounding areas. Starting today, the new Province Highway Bureau will open all roads to the special zone and the Sahara region for the transportation of grain. Northwest Railway Bureau, all transportation in the new province, is coming to an end. Next, our Railway Transportation Bureau will do its best to ensure the supply of grain and various materials in the special zone and the Sahara region. New Province Government Affairs, we have coordinated the relevant transportation policies of the Highway and Railway Bureaus. We will do our utmost to combat the speculation of grain prices in the special zone and surrounding areas. In the next 4 years, we will increase transportation capacity and transport grain to the special zone and major grain depots in the Sahara region in advance. When the next winter storm comes, we will ensure that the grain in the special zone and Shay area is sufficient to support 2 years. China's Sand Management Bureau, Shangjing, has issued the latest desert management plan. In the next 3 years, China will cooperate with the Sahara region. We will green the entire desert outside the new province. When the next winter storm comes, we will ensure that the wind and sand will not flow into the new land. Chapter 866, Don't try to run away. The Strong Alliance Plan for the greening of the new province issued by Shangjing was specially approved by Jiang Chen. In order to protect his own rear supply and to cut off everyone's idea of hyping Sahara, Jiang Chen is willing to green all the deserts west of the new province at cost price. Of course, in return, China will provide Jiang Chen with preferential policies in production, life, transportation and other aspects. It is this strong alliance plan that will jointly turn China and the Sahara region into the center of the world. Thank you. Thank you for the support and care of the new province in Shangjing. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, in fact, all the winners and losers were decided. As long as grain can be transported from China to the Sahara region through railways and roads, there will be a surplus of grain in the Sahara region. It is inevitable that the price of surplus grain will drop. Daily Food Company, you win. From today on, all the grain in the Sahara region of our company will be reduced to the price set by the Grain Management Center. Dang to Grain Depot, we will also withdraw from the Roads Alliance, and we will also reduce the price to the price set by the Grain Management Center. Groundhog Soybean, we will also abide by the price of the Grain Management Center. In less than 10 minutes, nearly half of the more than 20 grain companies that originally followed the Rhodes Group turned against them. Just when the other half hesitated, the people of Sahara soon interrupted them. Smart you, it's useless for you to lower the price. Now most of the people in Sahara have bought the shares of Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group. If they turn around and buy the grain from you traitorous companies that have hurt the people of Sahara, are they still human? Sahara Supermarket Group, we will permanently ban more than 30 companies at once collar of food prices in the Sahara region from entering our supermarkets. After the Sahara Supermarket Group made its statement, other supermarkets also stood up. As soon as this supermarket group with tens of thousands of branches in the Sahara region made its statement, Cactus Supermarket Group, we will also refuse more than 30 grain and agriculture companies such as the Rhodes Group to enter our supermarkets for sales. Junlin Shopping Mall, we have completely removed Rhodes grain from the supermarkets. After the top bosses of the 3 major supermarkets in the Sahara region made their statements, other small supermarkets followed suit. After all, now is not the time for the people to please them. Now is the time for them to redeem themselves. If they don't step on the Rhodes Group at this moment, they may be the target of attack by the people in the Sahara region. After hundreds of supermarkets in the Sahara region stood up, major grain farmers' stores stood up to resist. Kingshan Grain Farmers, from now on, we will also remove all grain products, except the Sahara Grain Farmers Group brand. Sac City Yiping Grain Depot, fully support the Sahara Grain Farmers Group. When all the grain farmers' stores and supermarkets stood up, the Rhodes Group soon knew that the situation was over. On the other side of the ocean, in the cloud conference room of the Rhodes Group, the CEOs of various groups looked depressed at the moment. What should we do? What should we do now? The grain in Southeast Asia has been collected, and the grain in China has also been collected at a high price. Now the sales in the Sahara region have been completely cut off. With this, our international reputation has also been ruined. Now almost any country or region dares not allow companies like the Rhodes Group, which raise prices, to move in. But now the Rhodes Group has used almost all of its funds to intercept the Sahara Grain Farmers Group. But now that this has happened, no matter how powerful they are, they can't fight against the entire country. What's more, the opponents they are challenging are the Sahara Housing Management Association, which ranks first in the world, and the Sahara Group, which ranks first in the world. These 2 companies alone, even if all their companies are added together, can't even match 1/10 of this. In addition, Jiang Chen has crushed them in terms of people's livelihood momentum and people's support, and now they are on the verge of despair. What else can we do now? All supermarkets have rejected us, and we don't have our own grain and farmer stores. And now the rich Sahara Grain and Farmer Group will definitely expand faster, isn't it? The Housing Management Association provides them with countless stores. Who can fight them? It's useless to say this now. Let's discuss how to get some money back. There is only one way, that is to sell below the price controlled by the Grain Management Center. After the president of the Rhodes Group finished speaking, several people nodded. Yes, while the live broadcast has not yet ended, while there are still more people who don't know the situation, let's sell it quickly. Although selling it is not good for us, if we sell it, it will definitely bring down the Grain and Agricultural Group. After the president of Davis Group finished speaking, the president of Rhodes Group showed a treacherous smile on his face. That's right, it's better for both sides to lose than for them to suffer losses. If they can get both sides to lose with the Sahara region, it will also be an explanation to the shareholders behind them. After all, there are many mysterious forces behind them. Although these mysterious forces can't save them now, they can't save them Then let's sell it now. Let's wait for tomorrow to let the stock of Sahara Grain and Agricultural Group collapse. After a few people decided, they called the head of the Grain and Agricultural Group in the Sahara region directly. After the call was connected, half an hour later, the doors of various companies such as Luo Delian all pulled out the news of 20% discount on grain prices. And this 20% discount is all based on the price, controlled by the Grain Management Center. After the banner was hung, it quickly attracted a large number of people who came to watch. When the staff brought out bags of rice, flour and oil, a group of people gathered around. Everyone come and buy, all 20% off. The price will go up tomorrow. Old men, no need to queue, no need to crowd. We have enough food today. Auntie, no eggs to give away. No eggs if you queue up. Don't queue up here if you want to get eggs. When the branches of Rhodes Group in various cities started to sell food crazily, there were really many people who came to buy food. Jiang Chen, who was broadcasting, live in future city at this moment, never expected that Rhodes Group would do this. Little elk, anchor, go and see. Rhodes Group has reduced the price of food. Exclamation mark. Autumn in the north, yes, go and see quickly. They must want to deal with the purchase price of food, so that they can run away. Little we must not let them run away. How much money did they earn from us this year? Let them spit it all out. King Gaiunayan don't let them take a penny. Brothers, let's go. Block all the warehouses of Rhodes Group. Exclamation mark. Little bear, I'll block all their food sales points. Exclamation mark. When people knew that the Rhodes Group wanted to run away, a large number of onlookers quickly left Jiang Chen's live broadcast room like a tide. Of course, the sales points of the Rhodes Group in the Sahara region were all occupied by young people. At the grain sales point on Qingdian Street North Road in Qingshan City, a group of students surrounded a group of people selling grain. Chapter 867, the end of taking advantage of one's seniority. Fellow villagers, don't buy their food. They just want to sell the food and run away. They either want to lower the price on purpose, or they drive up the price. Have you forgotten that? After a young student raised his arms and shouted, a group of old men and women looked at the students, as if they were idiots. You little kids, how can you talk like that? They sell their food cheaply, why can't we buy it? That's right, we will buy from whoever sells it cheaply. Get out of the way quickly, and bring me my flour, or I will call the police to arrest you. After a dozen old men and women finished speaking, the group of students did not give in at all. They are our Sahara enemies. If you still have a bit of courage, put down the food. Put down the food. If you are Sahara, put down the food for me. After the leading student finished speaking, several old men and women pushed rice, flour and oil carts, and shouted as they struggled out. We are not Saharan people, so what? We are Shangjing people, we can buy whatever we want. Beat him. Someone in the crowd shouted, and soon a group of students went up and kicked the old man to the ground. Damn it, taking advantage of your age. Do you know that every penny they earn will be turned into bullets to hit us Saharan people? Whoever dares to buy food here today, we will beat him to death. After saying this, a group of students went up and pressed the old man to the ground and beat him. Several other old ladies wanted to come over to stop the fight, but several female students went up to stop them. Grandma, you must not lack this little money. If you lack food, go to Sahara Food Group to buy it. When they raise the price of food by 5 times, who has been selling you food at a loss? You have all lived for decades. Can't you have a little humanity and conscience? How would we know? We will buy from whoever is cheaper. Before the old lady finished speaking, the young man knew that this group of people was hopeless. They are people who came here to get a small advantage, and their thoughts and consciousness are not good. After all, they grew up in other places. They don't care about Sahara's future. They only care about the immediate interests. Anyway, we can't buy it today, a group of female students said, and soon a group of staff from the grain and farmer store rushed out and shouted at the students, "What are you doing? Get out of the way. Whoever makes trouble here today, don't blame me for beating him." After the boss of the Qingshan Road branch said this, a student walked over and threw his student ID card at him. Look carefully, this is Qingshan University student ID card. If you dare to hit me today, you will stay in jail for the rest of your life. Kingshan City attaches great importance to education, and their protection of students has reached the extreme. This is why Kingshan City can emerge as a new force. In just a few years, Kingshan City's GDP has been on par with Sac City. And there is another reason why the students in Kingshan City are so excited. The headquarters of Sahara Grain and Farm Group is located in Kingshan City. If they can't deal with these people in Kingshan City, it will be a shame for Kingshan City. I don't care if you are students or not. If you surround this place again today, I will make you look bad, no matter who you are. After the branch owner finished speaking, several patrolling policemen came from a distance. The policemen walked towards the crowd with batons in hand. What's going on in front? Why are so many people surrounding us? The police are coming. The police are coming. Uncle policeman, they want to beat us students. The leading student ran to the two policemen and complained. When the two policemen heard that someone was going to beat up the students, they immediately drew their pistols. Who? Haven't you studied the laws of Kingshan City clearly? After the two policemen walked into the crowd, the group of people in the Liangnong branch instantly wilted. No, how could I beat him? No, it's good that there are skies everywhere on the street now. It's not worth it to be in jail for a few years if you beat them. After the policemen finished speaking, they put away their guns. They looked up at the sign of the road's Kingshan City headquarters, and the two policemen understood everything instantly. Why are you doing here instead of going to school? A policeman said to the students. The student pointed at a group of old men and women and said, these people disregard the honor of our Kingshan City. When the Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group needed us the most, they came to buy food from the enemy. After the leading student finished speaking, the old man who was beaten and vomiting blood on the ground climbed up and looked at the police and shouted, comrades, they are beating people and beating the elderly. Arrest them all. The two policemen frowned. This matter is really difficult to handle. Well, you are an old man, and he is a student. It is not appropriate to arrest either of them. At most, this is considered a fight. Otherwise, you should settle it privately and go your separate ways. Otherwise, all of you should follow me to the police station to make a statement. After the policeman finished speaking, the old man covered his front teeth and said, how can this be considered a fight? They are a group of people beating me. This cannot be considered a fight. We all saw it. A group of students beat an old man. After the old ladies finished speaking, a policeman reported to the headquarters, there is a fight on King Nian Road. Notify the parents of the students and the children of the old man to come. After the policeman finished speaking on the intercom, the sky eye on the street quickly scanned and identified the information of everyone present. After the sky eye finished identifying, the special phone of the police station was dialed to the parents and children of these children and the old man. After receiving the voice call from the sky eye alarm system, in less than 20 minutes, the parents of these students and the children of several old men and women rushed to King Nian Road. Sons, what are you doing? Don't you know how to respect the elderly and love the young? Have you ate everything the teacher taught you in school? A group of parents came and grabbed their children and scolded them. The teacher said that the last thing we should betray is our motherland. Those who betray their motherland are sinners of their motherland. If I see these old men and women buying food from the enemy here and I remain indifferent, how can I explain to my motherland? After a student stood up and refuted, the parents were speechless. When the children of several old men and women heard the student's words, their faces were also burning with pain. They earn money from the Sahara and enjoy the super welfare of the Sahara region. How can they not be ashamed when their parents are doing things that harm the interests of the Sahara? Dad, why buy flour? Can't we go back and buy the ones from Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group? If you are so greedy for small profits, you will make us, your children, lose face, you know. A young man in his 30s helped the old man lying on the ground and yelled, and the old man started to curse. Beast, I worked hard to raise you in vain. You are promising now, right? You dare to teach me a lesson, right? If I don't save money like this, what university can you go to? There is a limit to saving money. You buy them because they are cheap. Don't you know how many Afghans they killed years ago? If you buy their things, you are spending money to build tanks for them. When they build tanks, they will come to fight us. If you don't consider me, don't you consider your grandson? If you lie on the ground and take advantage of your age, Cheyenne will upload your video to the internet. Can your grandson still survive in school? Can I still survive in the company? When the whole Sahara people know that our family are traitors, will you be happy? Chapter 868. I would rather die than be a traitor. On King Nian Road in Kingshan City, a dispute was quickly resolved. Although the elderly are muddle-headed and like to take advantage of bargains, they don't want to be accused of being traitors. No, I won't buy it. If I buy a bag of rice, I'll be considered a traitor. What's the point of buying a hammer? The old man wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and said, let's go. Take me to the Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group to buy it. We also support the country in making tanks, and we will fight their country later. Yes, that's right. Dad, we are not only going to buy food from the Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group today, but we will also buy stocks of the Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group later. We will help the country eliminate all those bad guys who want to mess with us. After the young man helped his beaten old father leave step by step, a group of people showed a satisfied smile. Okay, put your food in quickly. Only ghosts will buy your food. You bastards. As Sahara people, you are working for others, which is shameful. After resolving the conflict, a policeman pointed at a group of employees of Road Store and started talking. Several employees were also stubborn. They took off their clothes, threw them on the ground, and turned around and left. Damn it, I told you that this embarrassing job is not worth doing. That loser insisted that the salary was high. Now I'm going home to deal with her. A group of shop assistants resigned and ran away, leaving only a foreign store manager standing in the wind. Withdraw, withdraw, you guys should go back to school. We've watched this place today, and I don't believe that the people in the headquarters of Sahara Grain and Agriculture will not have this awareness. As they said, at this moment, the stores of all grain groups in Kingshan City, big and small, are deserted. No matter how low they lower the price, the people of Kingshan City will not buy their grain. Everyone is holding their breath in their hearts. The price will never go up or down as you say, capitalists. At least in Kingshan, isn't it? Not only in Kingshan City, but also in other cities in the Sahara region. In the evening, the Rhodes Group saw that the resistance of the Sahara people was too high, and they were very desperate. The grain they have accumulated in the Sahara region is worth tens of billions. Now they have no choice. If they ship the grain out for sale, according to the latest laws in the Sahara region, they will have to pay at least tens of billions in taxes. And with China being such a united place, even if they ship it out, in addition to wasting high shipping costs, they will definitely not be able to sell much. This is just as Jiang Chen once said, he will let the grain of various monopoly companies such as Rhodes Group rot in warehouses in the Sahara region. When the sales in the Sahara region failed, in the cloud conference room, Rhodes Group and several other companies held a meeting to make a final struggle. Now we have no way out. I think it's time to admit our mistakes. As long as we admit our mistakes, maybe Jiang Chen will let us go. Impossible. We will definitely not be able to make back our investment this time. If our grain really rots in the warehouse, we will not only not be able to make back our investment, but we will also lose everything. Northern Sahara is not possible. Now our only straw is Budu City. After thinking for a long time, the president of Rhodes Group placed his last hope on Budu City. In his eyes, cities in Northern Sahara are relatively wealthy, and these wealthy people have a strong sense of patriotism. But it is different in Southern Sahara, especially in Budu City. Most people in Budu City are hovering on the poverty line, so as long as they lower the price, there will definitely be a lot of people scrambling for food. Yes, our only hope is to transport the food to Budu City and sell it. The freight from Northern Sahara to Budu City is quite expensive. It's better to have more freight than to have it rot in the warehouse. That's true. After a group of people finished discussing, at night, more than 30 grain companies including Rhodes Group rented the transport carriages of Sahara Metro Group to transport truckloads of grain to Budu City. In the early morning of Budu City, as soon as the sky was bright, the whole city entered a busy state. When a group of children who were rushing to work passed by the newly opened grain and oil store on the roadside, they were shocked to find that the grain in these grain and oil stores was much cheaper than that of Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group. These people can't walk. Don't underestimate these people. Although these children are only 14 or 15 years old, most of them are the main head of the family. Grain is on sale. Buy some and make dumplings at home. 80% off for everything. 80% off on top of Sahanang's grain. Don't miss it. If you pass by, it's only for one day, while stocks last. After a group of vendors started shouting, a group of children who were rushing to work could no longer walk. Don't look. Hurry up and go to work. There are so many tourists now. If we don't hurry up, we won't be able to deliver. It's only 50 or 60 yuan a day. If we sell a few bags of rice and flour, the money saved will be enough to cover the salary. That's right. Why don't we buy some rice first? Boss, give me a bag of flour. Boss, give me a barrel of oil. When the owner of the grain and farmer store sent the video of the people of Budu City who were frantically buying to the other side of the ocean, the people on the other side of the ocean smiled. In the morning, when the Sahara stock market opened, everyone looked at the Sahara Grain and Farm Group. It started to rise. Great. Buy it now. Sahara Grain and Agriculture is definitely a potential stock. Have you heard? Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group is preparing to acquire China Binan Group and Vietnam Agricultural Rice Group. Isn't it? My relative said that the current Grain and Agriculture Group's funds have skyrocketed and they will control at least half of the grain around the desert in the future. Wait, why? Why did it suddenly drop? Just as a group of people were buying frantically, the price of Sahara Grain and Agriculture suddenly dropped. Oh no, someone spread rumors. Where? In the forum. Everywhere. At this moment, in Kingshan City, Jiang Chen was dumbfounded when he saw the stock drop. Brother Jiang, the Rhodes Group is spreading rumors. They say they control the markets in Budo City, Kari City and Malacca, and they divide the market with us in the north and south. After Director Song of the Grain and Agriculture Group finished speaking on the phone, Jiang Chen was so angry that he almost smashed his phone. If you don't believe it, they put the video of citizens scrambling for ice, flour and oil there. What's going on with these cities? After Jiang Chen yelled, Guanku called the 3 cities on the spot. What's going on in Kari City? Why is the Grain of Rhodes Group so popular? After Guanku asked, the mayor of Kari City was confused. No, there is no road store in our city. How could it be so popular? Go watch the video yourself. After Guanku finished speaking, the mayor of Kari City hurriedly called back. Mayor Guan, it's Budu City. The rice they sell in Budu City has nothing to do with our Kari City. After the mayor of Kari City finished speaking, he immediately refuted the rumor in the forum in the name of the official, and Kari City immediately sued the account that spread the rumor. 10 minutes later, the account that spread the rumor was locked, and the account owner was arrested. In Budu City, after Jiang Chen rushed to the place angrily, Williams was in a bad mood. Brother Jiang, please listen to my explanation. What else is there to explain? I help you the most, but you are the most powerful in destroying my platform. Okay, in this case, you continue to buy, and you will fend for yourself in the future. Chapter 869 Survive and Destroy. Williams was scared when he heard about fending for himself. He knew what would happen to Budo City if it left Sahara. Products would not be sold, factories would close down, and unemployment would come. The people also lost Sahara's living assistance, and a large number of refugees starved to death in the city. I will give a citywide speech right now. Williams called the Budo TV station on the spot. The TV station temporarily opened a mayor's hotline for Williams. Half an hour later, Williams walked into the live broadcast hall. At this moment, all the factories and all the square screens in Budo City were forwarding the mayor's temporary speech. Dear citizens of Budo City, I'm here to announce something. Please support the Sahara Grain and Farm Group. Their grain is transported for the people of the entire Sahara region. Don't covet the cheap grain from the Rhodes Group and other grain companies. It is they who destroyed our best market. It is they who disrupted our order, and all our income was consumed by grain. Moreover, the Rhodes Group is backed by those hateful coalition forces. Every penny you spend will eventually turn into bullets and hit you again. So please, all citizens of Budo City, don't buy grain from anyone other than the Sahara Grain and Farm Group. Williams finished speaking, and soon the news spread like thunder to every street in Budo City. at the door of each store of the Rhodes Group in Budo City. When a group of children were still frantically carrying grain, a group of media appeared. I would like to ask, do you remember who killed your parents? The coalition forces. It was the coalition forces that killed our parents. Then do you know the consortium behind the coalition forces? I don't know. A child was carrying 2 barrels of oil and walking back happily when a reporter stopped him. If I tell you that the Rhodes Group also supported the US military, the 2 barrels of oil you bought might be the military expenses they gave to the coalition. Would you still buy these 2 barrels of oil? After the reporter finished speaking, the child immediately dropped the oil on the ground when he heard that it was sold by the coalition. Are you saying that this is sold by the people who killed my parents? Yes, although they didn't kill your parents openly, their money did help others and harm your parents. After the reporter finished speaking, the child ran back with the 2 barrels of oil. At the same time, a large number of children flocked to the door of Rhodes Grain and Oil Store. No, give us back the money. Damn it, the leader has helped us so much, and you actually asked us to betray the leader. Beat them to death. Smash their store. They killed our family members, and they are trying to kill us now. That's right, the mayor has said that we are the only ones in the entire Sahara region who support them. We supported them a year ago, but it was our enemies who saved us. Now Linksio is very disappointed, and he is going to give up on us completely. When a group of people heard that the leader was going to give up on them, all the children were angry. We don't want to live without food anymore. Burn down his grain warehouse. Kill them all. Soon a riot broke out in Budo City. A large number of people rushed to various grain farmers' stores, and many grain farmers' store staff were beaten on the spot and vomited blood. Not only that, a lot of thick smoke rose from the streets. Budo City has no urban management, and most of the grain of the Rhodes Group is piled up on the street corners of the city. They don't have physical stores, because all physical stores are controlled by the Housing Management Committee. Given the current situation, I, the property manager, will definitely not rent them a store. At noon, when the price of grain from the Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group dropped to more than 90 per share, the people of Budo City soon collectively resisted, and the news of the grain from the Rhodes Group spread throughout the entire network. Nanji News. Keri City has arrested more than a dozen rumor makers who spread false news, and Malacca City announced that it will sue these dozen rumor makers at the same time. Now the only city that can sell grain has also been boycotted by the people. The Rhodes Group's desire to share the Sahara market with the Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group has completely failed. Marine economic analysis. With the defeat of the Rhodes Group in Budo City, the Sahara grain monopolists headed by the Rhodes Group will officially go to extinction. At 1 p.m., as a large number of grain warehouses in Budo City were burned, the stock of the Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group soared. By 2 o'clock, the stock of the Sahara Grain and Agriculture Group had risen to 123 per share. On the other side of the ocean, the executives of the Rhodes Group gave up completely. They never expected that the hatred of the Sahara region against them would be so great. What should we do? We spent millions to transport the grain to Budo City. Now the grain has been burned. We complained to the Budo City government. They arrested some kids and locked them up. The court said they were minors and released them. Who can we ask to compensate for our losses? President Rhodes said angrily, and the other presidents also sighed. This is a wrong decision. You only see that they are poor, but you don't think about why they are poor. You always want to sell things to our enemies. Once they understand this, they will be lucky if they don't beat our people to death. After the president of Davis Group finished speaking, the president of Daishu Grain Industry also sighed. What we need to discuss now is to sell the goods quickly. This time we lost more than we gained, but it also told us a piece of news. Now the Sahara people don't trust us anymore. So it's futile to do anything. Now we put the grain in Sahara's warehouse and pay a large amount of rent every day. If we can't think of a good way, just pull them out and burn them. Pull them out and burn them? When did you become so rich? What did I say back then? Don't be too extreme. We should have thought of this end when we drove the price so high. What's the point of you talking about this now? Okay, stop arguing. Now everyone, hurry up and think of a way to get rid of Sahara's batch of grain. Damn, the shareholders meeting is urging me again. A group of CEOs argued endlessly in the cloud conference room. After arguing for a long time, the president of Siberi Group stood up. There is only one way now. Admit your mistake to Jiang Chen, and then sell the grain to him at a low price. Admit your mistake? That's impossible. It's up to you. You can afford the compensation, but we can't. Okay, that's all. I have contacted the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Siberi Group is a grain and agricultural company in Rosa. They specialize in the import and export of grain in Rosa. Their country has joined the Desert Alliance, so just an hour ago, Siberi Group had already applied to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They asked the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to intervene and resolve this matter. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 870, Establishment of the United States. With the withdrawal of the Bibili Group, more than a dozen other small grain groups in China and Southeast Asia also withdrew from the Rhodes Group's alliance. After losing these people, the Rhodes Group's monopoly alliance has become shaky. In the evening, diplomats from nearly 7 countries including Rosa, China, and Southeast Asia gathered in Jiang Chen's reception room. This is a negotiation. Jiang Chen was not going to give them a chance, but now, he has to give them a chance. Because Jiang Chen is going to establish the United States, he needs these people to vote in the Sand Committee and the Xiang'ai Alliance. Brother Jiang, the Dali grain farmers have already known their mistakes. Why not give them a chance? They want to make a real contribution to the Saharan region. After the representative of China finished speaking, diplomats from several other countries followed suit. Yes, this was originally a conspiracy by the Rhodes Group. Now they have come to their senses. So we should use reasonable methods to deal with the food piled up in the Sahara. Every grain of food is hard-earned. Letting it rot in the warehouse is not the style of our Sahara region, right? After a group of diplomats finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. Indeed, he cherished every grain of food very much. You can solve it, if you want to. First of all, you must apologize. You must apologize to all the people in Sahara, and you must compensate for the losses caused by your raising prices over the past year. I have only these 2 requirements. If you do them, I will naturally solve the problem for you. After Jiang Chen raised the question, a group of people started to discuss. You must apologize. This kind of behavior that disrupts the economic order of other countries is also a very shameful behavior for us. But how to compensate for this? There is really nothing to say about the apology. But when it comes to compensation, several people hesitated. I won't ask you to pay anything. You can transport all your grain to Budo City and sell it at half price. This is all for you to do a good deed for your former ally, the Rhodes Group. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and a few people wanted to speak, but Jiang Chen had already stood up. Don't persuade me, this is my bottom line. You can go back and tell them to sell it at half price in Budo City. After selling it, never set foot in Sahara again. Jiang Chen stood up and left the meeting room. Although the Sahara region is small now, Jiang Chen is very tough. He is tough because he has his own capital. He has the most advanced technology in the world. He has the ability to resist the most powerful country in the world. His people are the richest people in the world. With these things, why should he be so humble in front of these countries? When it was getting dark, trucks transported carts of grain to Budo City. The streets and alleys of Budo City were crowded with people. This time Williams did not stop everyone, but took the lead in buying. The prices of all food were 50% off the prices set by the 2 management centers. This was something that the desert people had never encountered before. Hearing that Budo City was offering a discount, the old men and women from other cities also took buses to Budo City. However, as soon as they arrived in Budo City, they were driven away by Williams. In Williams' words, why do you old ladies have to deal with everything? Isn't it nice to stay at home? Also, this is the Sahara region, and the elderly in the Sahara region don't get free rides. The final food war lasted until mid-autumn. By the end of October, only 3 companies in the Sahara region, namely Rhodes Group, Davis and Billion Group, did not sell at half price. It's not that they didn't want to sell at half price, but they didn't want to announce their failure to the world in public. They also didn't want to announce their crimes, although their allies had already sold them to the ground. At the beginning of winter, because the Rhodes Group and others no longer paid the rent for the warehouse to the Sahara Housing Management Committee, the Sahara Housing Management Committee decided to throw out all the grain of the Rhodes Group and Abbas Group from the warehouse without notifying them. After the winter came, the Sahara regional government notified the three major companies to take the grain away immediately. Otherwise, they would treat all the grain occupying public space as waste. The Rhodes Group was no longer able to take care of the grain stored in Sahara. First of all, because of the failure of the investment in the Sahara region, they lost all their cash. Now they are unable to pay the loans in major banks, so the bank has sued them through the court. In addition, according to the laws of the Sahara region, if they want to transport these grains out, they will only lose some more money, so ignoring it is the most cost-effective way. In early December, when the final deadline arrived, the three major groups still did not express their opinions. So the management urged the signing of the Sahara Regional Decree on the disposal of the Rhodes Group's remaining grain. According to the mayor's order, all kinds of grain and oil piled outside will be taken to the Renewable Energy Group for processing. In addition, the Rhodes Group and other three major groups will have to pay a large amount of recycling fees and public resource occupation fees. Of course, these three companies are all abroad, and the Sahara court will definitely not be able to recover them. However, half a month later, Jiang Chen received the news that the Rhodes Group went bankrupt and was auctioned. In addition, the Billion Group and the Davos Group declared bankruptcy because they owed banks nearly 10 billion yuan. But Jiang Chen no longer has time to take care of these things. In winter, when the Sahara region was full of tourists, Jiang Chen made relevant suggestions on the establishment of the United States and the Xiangaya Alliance and the Desert Alliance. The United States, as the name suggests, is an alliance that unites most countries for common development. The main reason for Jiang Chen to establish the United States is to confront the United States controlled by the United States. The current United States has long become a plaything of the Western coalition. What Jiang Chen wants to establish is a new alliance organization with peaceful development and construction as its main content. So they are fundamentally different. Future City, Sand Committee Building. Representatives from 17 countries gathered in the conference hall, and the conference hall also gathered nearly 200 news media from all over the country. These media. There are not only Asian media that support Jiang Chen, but also Western media that discredit Jiang Chen every day. Even the United States sent representatives to participate. The representatives sent by the United States were here to debate with Jiang Chen. His purpose was to stop Jiang Chen from establishing the United States. Of course, it would be best to pull Jiang Chen to the United States as a younger brother. At 10 o'clock in the morning, the first meeting of the merger of the Xiangaya Alliance and the Desert Alliance officially began. Jiang Chen was wearing a handsome suit and waiting in the meeting room early, and the media reporters had also set up their filming equipment early. Chapter 871, Project Everest. The conference room of the Sand Committee building can accommodate thousands of people. At this moment, representatives from various countries attending the hearing filled most of the conference room. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the meeting jointly held by the Sand Committee and Xiangaya Alliance. Our meeting will mainly introduce the development status in recent years. At the same time, we will arrange a certain amount of time for on-site interviews for media reporters. Please discuss it first. Well, now please invite Mr. Song Enlin, Secretary General of Xiangaya Alliance, to speak. The young host stood up, and soon the large conference room became quiet. After the host left, a middle-aged man in a suit slowly walked to the center of the stage. Hello, everyone, I'm Song Enlin. The man's voice is very magnetic. After he finished speaking, applause broke out from the audience. But it was just a few applause. Song Enlin didn't mind. He knew that most of the people present were not from Xiangaya Alliance. It can be said that 9 out of 10 people present were here to mess up the place. First of all, welcome everyone, whether you are here to see the joke or really care about the development of Asia. You are here, which means you support us. Well, now let me introduce the development of the Xiangaya Alliance in the past 3 years. The Jiang Alliance was officially established on July 17, 3 years ago. At the beginning, our goal was to build an economic organization that could unite Asia. At the beginning, the member countries were only China, Sahara and Pakistan. After 3 years of development, our member countries have spread all over Southeast Asia. Now, on the basis of the 3 founding countries, we have absorbed Dongying, Fat Gold, Vietnam, Myanmar, Laos, Nepal and India to join. Just the day before yesterday, 5 maritime island countries, Lion Country and Thousand Islands, also applied to join our Jiang Alliance. Now our Jiang Alliance has become the most important economic, political, and peaceful development organization in Southeast Asia. After Song and Lun finished speaking, the members of the United States East Asia Committee began to ask questions. Why didn't the East Asian Economic Power Cold Tide country join? The United States came here to make trouble. Song and Lun certainly knew about this, so he was prepared. As we all know, we only welcome peace-loving countries and regions. I wonder if a country that treats the lives of people from other countries as worthless is the object of our alliance. After Song and Lun finished speaking, another reporter stood up and asked questions. May I ask if the Jiang Alliance supports the war of the Fat Jin country? I said, we are an organization that loves peace, development, and construction. We are not like the United States, which likes to support and provoke wars. If you like war, I think you can leave here and interview the United States. Song and Lun said neither humbly nor arrogantly, and then sat down. What has the Jiang Alliance done since its establishment? As we all know, there is the United States Asian Committee in Asia. What are your specific advantages compared to the United States Asian Committee? After the United States official stood up and asked questions, Song and Lun threw down his speech and decided to have a good chat with him about this matter. Don't you know the specific advantages that others don't understand? First, we established the Asian Bank. On the first day of the establishment of the Asian Bank, we helped the Southeast Asian countries that suffered from the tsunami to overcome the economic crisis. In order to help them overcome the economic crisis, our Asian Bank invested nearly 50 billion yuan. I would like to ask how much money the Asian Commission invested in the tsunami. After Song and Lun finished speaking, the people of the United States Asian Commission stopped talking. Indeed, in dealing with the tsunami, they did not do as well as the Asian Bank. In addition, our Asian Bank also provides interest-free loans to small and medium-sized enterprises in those poor countries. To this end, we have helped Asian countries and regions in poor areas to solve the employment of nearly 5 million people. Our Asian Bank is also committed to creating a unified currency in Asia. So far, we have designed a complete set of Asian dollars. After consultations with many countries, starting next year, Pakistan, Vietnam, Afghanistan, Myanmar, and the Saharan region will uniformly use the Asian dollar. We provide assistance to countries using the Asian dollar in economic network transportation and other aspects. In the future, these countries will become one of the most powerful places for network information. In addition, the Asian Bank will also be committed to cross-border settlement. At present, the Asian Bank has opened branches in all countries of the Jiang Alliance. We solve nearly hundreds of billions of yuan of cross-border settlements for the people and multinational companies every year. Excuse me, have you done this in the United States Asian Development Alliance? After Song and Lun finished speaking, no one answered him. After a long time, a reporter stood up and asked, what contributions are there besides banks? In addition to banks, our Jiang Alliance has made contributions in all walks of life. Let me give you a simple example. Our Jiang Alliance is under the Asian Health Organization Department. The Asian Health Organization is committed to building a medical mutual assistance and sharing platform for Asian countries. Let's take the Saharan region as an example. The Saharan region has the best hospitals in Asia. We use the network cloud service in the Saharan region to bring experts into various countries. Now those poor countries basically form a pairing assistance policy with various hospitals in the Saharan region. Once these countries have difficult and complicated diseases, they cannot solve these difficult and complicated diseases. Then, through the cloud operating room, medical experts in the Saharan region can guide local doctors to diagnose, treat, operate and recover. In this way alone, our statistics show that in just 2 years, experts in the Saharan region have received more than 300 million consultations through cloud consultation. In addition, in terms of people's livelihood, the Asian Agricultural Committee under our Jiang Alliance has transported food from countries with surplus food to countries with food shortages through consultation with the commercial ministries of various countries. This not only solves the problem of many countries not being able to sell food, but also solves the problem of many regions having no food. In education, we promote in-depth exchanges among universities in the Asian field. Under our promotion, the Everest University Alliance has been established in Asia. The Everest University Alliance brings together the top universities in various countries. They share academic sharing laboratories and many scientific and technological achievements. This is very useful for the talent growth and training program in Asia. In addition, we also focus on basic education. In some poor countries and regions in Southeast Asia, their education is very backward. For this reason, we negotiated with China Dongyiang Sahara to train nearly 50,000 teachers for them. Although these teachers cannot completely solve the basic education problems in backward areas of Southeast Asia, they will alleviate their educational backwardness to a large extent. In the future, we will also launch the Asian Examination Plan. Chapter 872, Asian Unified College Entrance Examination. The full name of the Asian High School Unified Examination Plan is the Asian High School Unified Examination Plan. This is a very important measure planned by the Jiang Alliance that will contribute to the peaceful, stable, unified and harmonious development of the Asian region. At present, we have implemented the Asian Examination Plan in the Saharan region. All candidates outside China can apply for universities in the Saharan region through the Asian Examination Plan. In the future, we will also promote more countries to participate in the Asian Examination Plan. We plan that within 10 years, all children in the Jiang Alliance countries can pass the Asian Examination Plan to enter the Everest Alliance colleges. After Song and Lun introduced the Jiang Alliance's plans for the past 2 or 3 years in the future to the media from all over the world, he soon received applause. Those Western media who were paid to find faults had to nod and praise. They have always looked down on Asia, and Asia is the representative of poverty and backwardness. But through the little efforts of the Jiang Alliance, Asia is now moving rapidly towards peace, stability, prosperity, and prosperity. I believe that under the promotion of the Jiang Alliance, and under the leadership of science and technology in the Saharan region, people will be able to see a completely different Asia in less than 100 years. After Song and Lun finished speaking, the host invited the chairman of the Sand Committee to come on stage to give a speech. The chairman of the Sand Committee was an Arab, and when he came on stage, everyone took out their translation headphones and put them on. Good morning, gentlemen and ladies. I'm Mohammed, the head of the Sand Commission. Since the establishment of our Sand Commission, nearly 20 countries have joined. Our main purpose at the beginning was to jointly prevent and control the Sahara Desert and prevent it from continuing to invade those countries that have not been submerged by the desert. After 3 years of development, our Sand Commission has successfully prevented the expansion of the Sahara Desert to the surrounding areas. At the same time, we have successfully resisted the strongest winter storm in history. With the help of our Sand Commission, Afghanistan, Pakistan, China, and Russia have successfully resisted the rat plague. Under the coordination of our Sand Commission, Iran, Iraq, and the Arab League countries have successfully solved the hidden dangers of locusts. The existence of our Sand Commission has also helped nearly 20 countries to have their own Greenland. At the same time, we have established a desert bank, which has extended a helping hand to those poor countries and regions that are deeply troubled by the desert. With the help of the desert bank, these countries have basically solved the problem of having nothing to eat. At the same time, we have also coordinated and helped solve the problem of desert refugees having nowhere to live. In the future, our Sand Commission will continue to increase its attention to desert areas. We will coordinate more grass seeds in the Sahara region to be transported to places where the Sahara Desert is expanding. We will further solve the serious water shortage problem in the countries around the Sahara Desert. We will also focus on the issue of unifying energy pricing in the areas around the desert. In the future, we will continue to pay attention to peace and stability in the desert area. Under our coordination, we had successfully mediated several disputes between Abraham and the Israelis. After Muhammad finished speaking, he introduced many problems that the Desert Alliance is facing now. Of course, our Sand Committee also faces more challenges. As we all know, with the continuous spread of the Death Desert, the area around the Sahara has become synonymous with poverty. The challenges we face are still severe. Every year, hundreds of thousands of people around the desert face the fate of being forced to leave their homes. The countries around the desert have backward education and medical care, and it is precisely because of the backward education and medical care that the desert has caused chaos, poverty, and wars in the country. Therefore, today our Sand Committee is willing to work with the Xi'an Alliance here to find a way to truly solve the peaceful development of North and South Asia. Two alliances, the Desert Alliance and the Xi'an Alliance. The Xi'an Alliance has to solve the problems of poverty and floods in Southeast Asia, and the Desert Alliance has to solve the problems of sand sea and population poverty in the desert area. And they are both in Asia. After the host invited Muhammad to leave, he began to introduce Jiang Chen's wishes to all the media and representatives of dozens of countries attending the conference. Today, our leader has brought everyone together to solve various problems in East Asia and West Asia. Now let's applaud and welcome our leader, Mr. Jiang Chen. At the same time, I would like to remind the media friends that you should not ask questions when the leader is speaking. You will be given an hour to ask questions after the leader finishes speaking. After the host finished speaking, he bowed to Jiang Chen and stretched out his hand to make a gesture of invitation. After Jiang Chen walked to the podium, he shook hands with the host and then bowed to all the audience and media. Good morning, everyone. I won't introduce myself. I believe everyone is familiar with me. I won't talk nonsense. Let's get straight to the point. There is only one main reason why I called everyone here today. The development of the Xi'an Alliance and the Desert Alliance has encountered problems. If you want to build a truly strong, peaceful, and stable Asia, you can't build East Asia and West Asia separately. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the representative of the United States stood up and refuted. Why can't they be built separately? They are two completely different regions, with different ethnic groups and beliefs. Why can't they be built separately? The United States representative just stood up, and the host hurriedly motioned him to sit down. It's okay, let him talk. Let me give you a simple example. East Asia is rich in grain, and has a surplus of grain every year. West Asia is deeply troubled by deserts, and has no food to eat. What would it be like if East Asia and West Asia were united for development? We just need to make unified allocations through a new unified organization. Then the grain from East Asia can enter the West Asia region at a very low tariff. This solves the problem of surplus grain in East Asia and insufficient grain in West Asia. In addition, East Asian countries are generally richer than West Asian countries. What we want to build is a complete Asia. Through the allocation of resources, I believe that the Xi'an Alliance can help more desert countries. At the same time, desert countries can also provide more tourism and various mineral resources to the Xi'an Alliance region. This kind of transaction will only make Asian countries stronger, so why not do it? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, many representatives from Asian countries agreed. In the past, Asia was poor, and they were the objects of colonization, exploitation, and ridicule. However, even the poorest people have dreams of turning over a new leaf. Your vision is limited to this. Our United States is contributing to the peace, stability, and prosperity of the entire world. Your eyes are only on Asia, so you are not as good as us. I would rather suggest that you join the United States, and I also suggest that all alliances be merged into the United States. We hope that Asia will develop peacefully and stably, and we hope that it can integrate into the big family of the world together with America and Europe. Chapter 873 The Meaning of the Earth's Existence. After the United States representative finished speaking, a group of Western media present applauded. It must be said that, although the East is poor, they control a lot of resources. Therefore, Western countries still need them, and they don't want the East to grow and develop like this. Otherwise, why would they bother to start wars in the Aconid one after another? Yes, you actually found it. I want to establish a nation development alliance, but I think my vision is too small. What's the point of building a strong Asia? The current era is no longer an era of hegemony for individuals or a certain country. May I ask, what era is it now? Now is the era when mankind is truly facing a huge test, and now is also the era of desert. The desert will eventually submerge everything, and many people are still ignorant of life and death and just want to fight with humans. In such a place, you can imagine how narrow their vision is. Therefore, I'm going to establish a community with a shared future for mankind. We must concentrate the power of all mankind and all countries to build and develop oases. We must stop the invasion of deserts on countries around the world. We must get rid of the desert, otherwise mankind will not even have roots. How dare you discuss the division of continents with me here? That's right, when all the land in the world is submerged by the desert, when all human civilizations are swallowed by the desert, at that time, will there still be divisions between regions, countries, and ethnic groups? As a person, you should always look further ahead. Look more at our future. Look more at our people. Therefore, I have abandoned the Asian Development Alliance and I have extended an invitation to all countries. From today on, we will jointly establish the United States and the Sahara region. Unite all countries for common development and build a beautiful home for mankind. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, everyone suddenly realized whether this representative of the United States was a representative of the United States or Jiang Chen's agent. Okay. Support the establishment of the United States. A community with a shared future for mankind. We should have passed the era of hegemony long ago. We must unite and resist the desert together. Support the decision of the Sahara region. After a group of prostitutes shouted, a group of enthusiastic Western youths soon followed suit. Especially those Western countries that have been deeply tortured by the desert. They are indeed backward in desert governance, and there are too many in the Sahara region. Even in desert governance, they are not as good as small countries like Pakistan. Okay, now it's time to answer questions from the media. Feel free to ask any questions you have. After the questions are answered, we will vote. Once the votes exceed 4/5, I will announce that the Xiangaya Alliance and the Desert Committee will jointly form a new United States. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and the time for questions was up. A group of media rushed over like dogs. Oh no, a group. The media swarmed over like bees. Excuse me, is the United States really an organization dedicated to solving the desert problem and allowing all mankind to develop together? Do you have any evidence to prove this? Do you have evidence to prove that you have no relationship with Uncle Wang next door? Yes. Then do you have evidence to prove that your mother has no relationship with Uncle Wang next door? Excuse me, who has the final say in the United States? Who has the final say in the United States? Everyone has the final say in the United States. Oh, do you mean that the murderers of the people of the Akhenaten are the whole world? I didn't say that. I mean, okay, I have the final say in the United States. You can shut up now. Excuse me, if the United States is decided by one person, then this is not a democratic place. Yes, the United States is democratic. You should go and join the United States. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and soon a group of media became speechless. They had tried every possible way to attack Jiang Chen, but they never expected that Jiang Chen would actually give them a bad show. With this, what else can they say? You are talking to a gangster. Is there anything to talk about? May I ask, what is your next plan after the establishment of the United States? An Oriental media stood up and said. Jiang Chen saw that someone finally asked a real question. So he tightened his collar, tapped the microphone, and began to introduce himself. This reporter asked a very good question. You ask me every day whether we need paper to poop and mouth to eat. How can I answer these stupid questions? From now on, all those who care about the development of the United States can ask. So I ask the media who deliberately want to stir up trouble to watch the fun to shut up. Okay, now I will introduce the next plan of the United States. After we establish the United States, our first goal is to establish a unified bank. This bank will be funded by each country according to its shares. The main purpose of the bank is to help those people in poverty so that they can have clothes to wear and food to eat. In addition, the bank will also provide loans to emerging enterprises and small enterprises. The main purpose of lending to them is to enable them to develop and recruit more workers. Solving the labor problem is what these enterprises should do. In addition to the bank, we will also promote various activities in the alliance that can promote economic growth, such as reducing tariffs. In addition, we will send some working people from poor countries to work in developed areas so that they can earn enough extra money and return to their own countries to build their own countries. This is in the work area and in basic education. We will set aside special funds to encourage volunteers to teach in poor and backward areas. We will also recruit students from poor countries and regions according to the quota ratio. Go to developed regions to learn experience, technology, science, and management. When they return to their hometowns, they will become the pillars of their own countries. In addition, we will encourage more companies to build factories in developing countries to solve their oversupply of labor. We are a guarantee agency for all these. As long as you are a member of our country, you must be friendly to the people in the member country. We will have our own special laws. If you violate our agreement, we will expel you. What if he doesn't cherish these opportunities? You know, many developed countries are unwilling to help these poor and backward countries. It doesn't matter. You have this idea, and I have this idea too. Think about it yourself. When your city is full of garbage like a mountain, if you can't deal with it, what will your city become? When the desert comes, if there is no oasis, what will your country become? I think it may be very scary. Yes, many countries are now adopting the energy recycling system in the Sahara region. So many super cities that are deeply troubled by garbage are becoming more and more prosperous, more beautiful and cleaner. Yes, he can leave our United States. But after leaving the United Nations, he will never be able to enjoy the various services provided to him by our Saharan region. These services include the world's most advanced communication system, the world's most advanced garbage disposal system, the world's cleanest electricity, and so on. Chapter 874, the final trump card. Threat. This is a naked threat. Jiang Chen threatened all members of the United States with the core thing he controlled. However, as long as you don't do anything extreme, then you will enjoy the advanced technology in the world that even the United States cannot provide you. Excuse me, how do you pay your membership fees? The membership fees will be paid to the United States Finance Department. The United States will operate independently. No one, no organization, no country has the right to interfere with it. Of course, I said, I will control the United States. If a snake wants to crawl fast, it must have several heads. So it has only one head, which is me. Before the United States is really on the right track, before the human community is really achieved, I will be the last trump card of the United States. When all member states have no results in discussion, I will have the right to decide. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a reporter stood up and questioned again. You make decisions alone. Isn't this a one-man show? Can you always be fair and just? After the reporter finished speaking in a provocative way, Jiang Chen laughed at him coldly. When did I tell you that I want fairness and justice? Then who would dare to join a place like this? I didn't beg you to join. Can't you just stay in the United States honestly? Also, if you don't join us now, wait until one day you kneel down and beg to join us. Then I hope you will come and ask me again in person. Jiang Chen has always been straightforward when it comes to those who stir up trouble. I would like to ask, how many black technologies are there in the Sahara region? You can count them yourself. Apart from anything else, what I can promise you now is that for everyone who joins the United States, I can guarantee that you will never leave your homeland after the desert arrives. Well, the interview time is over, and now I will make a final introduction to everyone. First of all, for those countries that jointly invaded the Sahara region, you have no right to join the United States unless your leaders apologize to all the Sahara people now and compensate for the war losses. This war loss includes compensation for the economy of the Sahara region, compensation for the Sahara army, and compensation for the Ahan people. In addition, for the coalition forces, I only limit you to apologize and compensate within this month. Once the 1-month deadline is over, you will be left to fend for yourself. Second, all countries in the Xiangaya Alliance and the Desert Alliance can join the United States first. The first batch of countries and regions that join the United States will have a corresponding number of votes in the United States. The second batch of countries and regions that join the United States will not have voting rights, but the membership fees will be the same as those of the first batch. For the countries and regions that join in the third batch and later, not only will you not have the right to vote, but your dues will be increased fivefold. Now let's vote on whether to merge the Desert Alliance and the Xiangaya Alliance, Jiang Chen said, and the countries of the two alliances that had the right to vote began the first round of voting. This group of people had nothing to hesitate about. In the 2 years of following Jiang Chen, they had tasted all kinds of benefits. Whether it was Southeast Asian countries or desert countries, Jiang Chen had helped them a lot in the past 2 years. Jiang Chen also spent a lot of money on their countries. Hello everyone, this is the Central Conference Hall of the Samad building in Future City. Now the leaders of the desert region are voting on the establishment of the United States. This kind of one-man dictatorship is ultimately unpopular. Now the vote begins. None of the representatives of all the countries present raised their hands. Dictatorship will not end well after all. The meeting voted unanimously to reject the resolution to merge the Desert Alliance and the Xiangaya Alliance. This is a voice of the people's hearts. This is the great moment when democracy will eventually come to the desert. No one raised their hands to agree. The leader of the desert, Jiang Chen, is just a jumping clown after all. Exclamation mark. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Time passed little by little. Jiang Chen looked around, and he could not help but nodded. Okay, now I announce that after everyone's unanimous vote, we will now officially merge the Desert Alliance and Xiangaya Alliance into the United States. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and warm applause broke out at the scene. For a moment, the media of various countries were stunned. How could there be such a show? This is the Pacific News. We are doing the latest report in the future city of Sahara. In the desert, Jiang Chen announced the establishment of the United States in public without getting a single vote. This is shameful and ridiculous. This kind of hegemony is unpopular after all. One-man rule. This is a one-man rule. Without the support of any country or region, Chen still established the United States with a tough hand. Just as a group of media accused Jiang Chen, the representative of the United States stood up and objected. I object. Without anyone agreeing, you resolutely announce the establishment of the United States. This is a contempt for other countries. We, the United States, will never recognize the legal status of the United States. After the representative of the United States finished speaking, a group of people looked at him. They seemed to be looking at a fool. Or a fool. What are you against? No one raised their hand. Don't you understand what it means? Jiang Chen finished speaking, and the host hurriedly explained. The principle of our voting is to raise your hand if you have an opinion, and raise your hand if you oppose. If you have no opinion or objection, then just sit there and do nothing. You see clearly, no one is against it. After the host finished speaking, the representatives of the United States forgot to look at the representatives of various countries sitting in the front row, and those representatives nodded one after another. At the beginning of the meeting, they were also fools like this person. Until Jiang Chen told them, raising your hand is so tiring, saving a little effort can save 2 grains of rice. If one person saves 2 grains of rice, it can feed hundreds of more families. So based on the principle of frugality, everyone developed the principle of raising their hands when there is a problem. All agree. Why do you just listen to him? After the United States representative finished speaking, a desert native stood up and said, why don't we listen to him? We don't listen to him. We listen to you. You sent troops to fight us. We listen to him. Not only does he not send troops to fight us, but he also spends money to build us. We work in his factory. We all have food, clothes, and water to drink. Our children can still go to school, and we don't have to worry about being killed by bombs anymore. Why don't we listen to him? A group of desert natives also expressed that they found it very difficult to understand the representatives of the United States. Nowadays, everyone is a fool, and everyone can see with their own eyes who is good for them and who is not good for them. What is there to argue about? Okay, the United States is officially established. I declare that the Xiangaya Alliance and the Desert Alliance are officially cancelled. The various organizations and branches of the former Xiangaya Alliance and the Desert Alliance will be reorganized. The reorganization will be negotiated and reorganized by the new leadership of the United States. Now I appoint Muhammad as the first Secretary General of the United States and Song Enlin as the Executive Secretary. Their term of office is 5 years. After 5 years, representatives of various countries will nominate a new list of candidates, and then the first round of voting representatives of the United States will vote for it. After Jiang Chen's announcement, Muhammad and Song Enlin took the stage to deliver their inaugural speeches. Chapter 875 People struggling on the poverty line. After Muhammad and Song Enlin briefly introduced the re-merger of the various departments of the United States, they gave a detailed introduction to the future plans of the United States. It was already noon when the two finished introducing the future of the United States. At noon, everyone's stomachs were rumbling with hunger. Jiang Chen announced the suspension of the meeting, and then invited representatives from various countries and some Asian media to the Future City Hotel for dinner. Jiang Chen sent all the Western media who came to make trouble to Budu City for dinner. These Western media were used to eating chicken, fish, meat and eggs. When they were sent to the canteen of the ceramic factory by buses, everyone was stunned. The food in the canteen of the ceramic factory was not delicious. Even at noon, the best meal of the day was pickled vegetables and steamed buns. However, when a group of Western media people walked into the canteen, they found that the children who ate pickled vegetables and steamed buns here had happy smiles on their faces. The children ate very quickly. After eating a steamed bun, they picked up another steamed bun and continued to eat. Child labor, all of them are child labor. It's so abominable. And they are fed so badly. This is hell. Oh my god. This is hell for the Afghans. After a group of media people finished speaking, they even walked up to a teenager and took out a microphone to interview him. Little boy, is it delicious? Delicious. Very delicious. Do you want to eat it too? The steamed buns here are enough to fill you up, and there is soup over there. The soup in our factory is the best among all the factories. The little boy finished speaking proudly, and several girls who were interviewing him shed tears of pity. You are so young, why do you still come out to work? Do you know that they are employing child labor? Why don't you sue them in court? After a middle-aged reporter's conscience was struck 3 times, the child was stunned. Why should we sue them? Why can't we work? You know, all our food is free, and the money I earn is enough to pay for my brother's schooling. Oh, what a bunch of poor kids. We are not poor. We have jobs and food here, and we don't have to worry about the war. If the coalition forces hadn't killed our parents, our family would have lived here like heaven. This is heaven. When my family was in the south, the coalition forces were short of food and robbed all our food. My 2 brothers and sister all starved to death, and my grandparents also starved to death. If my mother hadn't brought me here, how could I eat such white steamed buns? That's right. When my family was in the south, we couldn't even get a bucket of water to drink in a month. Look, the water pipes here are unlimited. Are you reporters? Can you help me find my uncle's family? The last time my cousin wrote to me, he said he was in Connell, and he hadn't seen white steamed buns for 2 years. My uncle's leg was broken by a bomb last month, and they don't have medicine. I think it would be great if they could come to our place. The money I earn here can allow them to go to the hospital and get their legs healed. When talking about their former homes and the people who are still living in the desert under the control of the Afghan Youth Army, the group of children felt terrified. Please don't talk to them too much. The parents of these children have been brutally hurt by the army of your country. This is their widow. Our leader took them in. They are living well now. They will live better in the future. If you feel sorry for them, you can go back and ask your country. Ask why your army brutally hurt their parents, but ignore their children. A person who was serving food in the cafeteria walked over quietly. He was keeping restraint. A group of people raised their heads. He saw that the person serving food had half of his head missing. They felt horrified. Excuse me, your head. It was blown up by a US mortar bomb. How scary, isn't it? It's better to be scary than dead. The lunch serving man with half his head missing pointed at the steamed buns and pickles in front of him and said, "This is your lunch. Each person is limited to 1 steamed bun. If you eat more, your legs will be broken." A group of media dared not speak anymore. They knew that their country did not handle the matter of the widow of the Akhenaten well enough. In addition, in terms of war reparations, in order to save money, they only paid to the Rosa country, but not a penny to the Akhenad people, who were deeply hurt by them. After eating, a group of media went to visit the factory in Budo City with great interest. After they learned that the widows of the Akhanads lived really well here, the last bit of resistance in their hearts finally disappeared. When you come from hell, you will find the beauty of heaven. Therefore, in the afternoon vote of the United States, many people chose to report positively. Not only that, even the representatives sent by the United States to the Sahara region rebelled on the spot. After 27 countries of the Sand Commission and the Xiangaya Alliance announced their joining of the United States, the representative of the United States announced on the spot that he would join the United States, and in the future he would work with the United States to help those people struggling on the poverty line. After the establishment of the United States, the number of countries joining began to increase slowly. By the evening, the United States accepted the applications of 7 Southeast Asian island countries, including the Lion country, the Thousand Island country, and the Wen country. All of these countries, without exception, obtained a vote. The next day, after a night of hesitation, Europe and Northern Africa, which were plagued by the desert, also announced their joining of the United States. In just 1 week, the number of members of the United States increased from the original 31 to 57. When the list of the first batch of countries came out, Jiang Chen convened the first United States Congress in early winter. The Congress was held in the General Conference Room of the United States Summit Building. In the early morning, a ray of sunlight slowly rose from the east. Representatives of the United States from all over the world, dressed in different clothes, walked towards the desert building, talking and laughing. Rushing to the conference hall, there were 2 rows of seats on the steps of the conference hall. In the middle of the seats were written the names of China, Sahara, Rosa, Pakistan, Abra and other countries. Those who could sit on the conference table were the core countries of the Desert Alliance and Xiangaya Alliance. Although those in the audience had the right to vote, they were all irrelevant countries. Hello everyone, please turn off your mobile phones. The meeting is officially starting now. After the host of the venue finished speaking, the conference hall with hundreds of people suddenly became quiet. Jiang Chen sat in the middle of the conference room. He looked up at the flashing spotlights in the distance. This feeling was like a dream. No one could have thought that one of the poorest regions in the world would have such a day. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.